3 days dictate.
Oh dear.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Welcome
We're
to the
on now.
stream.
Yeah.
Awkward panda.
Happy Pride, everybody.
Happy
Yeah.
Pride.
Happy Pride.
Yeah, day 1, and all of our dreams come true, or
And
something.
may the dicks be ever in your favor.
Oh no.
Awkward
Oh my god. Oh, well, super great to see all of you. Welcome to tonight's game. Yes, Elvie. Yes, I saw Elvie had some really great makeup on today. She was all done up. All done up. We have another, I'm sure, at some point exciting and some point ridiculous stream for you tonight, filled with lots of laughs, lots of questions, lots of few answers, and a couple of really sweet grandmas. So, without further ado, we'll go ahead and jump right in to tonight's episode of Game of Santos.
Bum, bum, bum.
Okay then, welcome back. We are here to begin where we left off. So, the Brigade of 8 have made their way into the city of Veltalar, where all sorts of mysteries abound. It seems to be a location that is heavily guarded. A location that is heavily guarded by a group known as the Watch. The Watch are a mysterious group that they've kind of run into a little bit in Spandelion, as some of you know as that spaghetti. And they seem to be responsible for finding those who are magically inclined and helping them disappear. As you guys had been traveling to the city, you guys had run across a small village that had apparently fallen victim to this group. And then now upon entering the city, you have learned that there are 2 large towers, one in the upper, ritzier districts of town that seems to serve as its headquarters, and one closer to the center of town that seems to serve as some sort of auxiliary. Renan has requisitioned some extra supplies for their trip, as they are to be posing as musicians bound for Thay. After a successful evening of music playing, Sonder and Sol discover a curious kitty outside the tavern. Curious is, one way of putting it. Yeah, as it was a strange sort of abomination that seemed to have some sort of allergic reaction to magic.
It had
So
to
much-
die.
So much so that it sneezed a few times and then exploded.
It
Or-
bit me.
And
Or-
multiplied.
Was it smashed to pieces by Saunders' brutish Hulk-like strength?
Oh, my
Scene-
pussy's gone crazy.
Thunder
This-
smash.
Yeah.
Delicate, key, disturbing stun.
Delicate, key-infused
It exploded.
death. Yeah, five-finger death punch. After which it exploded and turned into dozens upon many more of these abominations, and the party successfully smashed them all in a gremlins-induced rage. Now, having had a successful evening of rest and relaxation, the morning comes after a nice long rest as you guys are preparing to go about your day. That being said, let's
Get ready to
Look.
rumble.
yeah. Always ready to rumble.
Are we done?
Where, yes, downtown. As you guys find yourself in the Jagged Shark Tooth's Tavern,
We're in the barn.
or in the barn. I seem to recall, I think Kindred was over there with Renan. Renan had asked him about some stuff about non-detection, and then the rest of you were sitting for breakfast, finishing up because I think you guys, Kindred had taken him some stuff from the breakfast table as you guys had gone over there. So, the day is yours. What would you like to do?
Remind
We
me,
should not-
guys, were we wanting to try to find a different tavern? Or were we going to stay here?
Hmm.
So I recall we talked about that briefly last time, I think.
Right. Well, Nikki's been good enough to give us a place to stay and a place to perform. I think if it didn't go well, maybe we should leave. But I feel comfortable here. Is there anyone else?
I'm with Sonder. If we're staying in town, we should just stay here.
Yeah. I mean, we could always like explore the city later, but I mean, so far they're good to us.
Those abomination cats make me worry.
Well,
It was one. Hopefully, we got every little tiny one.
Was it though? What's really the nature of them?
Right.
well, like I said, like I said this morning, maybe those little cats are something that the watch, provided. So it's something to at least look out for, and maybe to warn others that may use magic here.
Is Kindred here?
Kindred is outside with Renan.
I feel like he would have come across something like this. Or so, you've never encountered anything like this before.
No, never.
No, no.
Terrifying.
Or you know how it turned into ooze? Maybe it was
Uh-huh.
some kind of ooze creature that decided to
I-
turn into a cat.
I don't know. It was terrible.
Just
I
start
never
doing
want to see one of those again.
Maybe we shouldn't be talking about this so openly. I like eyes dart around the room.
Oh yeah. Well,
This food is really delicious.
yeah. This
Very oozy.
I'm gonna grab the closest thing. It really oozes.
I push the rest of my eggs away.
So you like squeeze your Mickey D's breakfast sandwich and then it just kind of jellies out the side. Wait, what is it? Those McMuffin? Is it the McMuffins? Or they have like
Jared,
the jelly
Jared,
inside the
no.
thing?
So good.
No.
So points at the plate that Iskra just pushed away. It's like,
Yeah, go ahead.
okay.
I mean,
Our friends are disgusting, but I am still hungry.
I mean, Slightly, I'm kind of intrigued by that tower out there. I mean, I don't know, like if my theory is correct, maybe we'd find more of these little cat things out there, and then it kind of solidify the fact that the watch is using things like this to find magic people.
That is my
It-
thoughts too.
It definitely might be worth investigating, especially if we're just going to go deeper into Thay.
These things were seems like they were made to make a commotion. We
I
were able
take-
to destroy it quickly, but we don't know who's seen it. What we did.
I take a hint from Iskra and also use Despise Murmur. Maybe we should check it out just out of curiosity. I mean, ultimately, we could probably save a lot of people that are in hiding just like we are.
Are there any of us who do not use magic regularly? I think it is too much of myself to risk it.
Well, it's arguable what Sonder and I do. At least at my academy, there were multiple theories about whether it was magic or not.
My key that I know comes from my energy body. Was that also taught?
Yeah, that's how we approached it. More or
Like-
less. That it was a fundamental part of the universe, basically, that we were tied into.
And we pull from that to strengthen our attacks, our minds, and our bodies. Right.
I
I've
hate
always-
to suggest it, but what if you two take charge on this investigation? Because I wasn't even doing any magic, and it seemed like that disgusting creature was interested in me.
It came up to me as well. I'm a water genasi, so I'm inherently magical.
I mean,
Maybe it's just because you're both animal guys.
it was
That's
cute until
true.
it bit me. So
I am kind and approachable.
I smile at
True.
Sonder.
This is true.
I do like cats, and I smell like the ocean, so maybe it thought I was a fish.
Or
I
a litter
laugh
box.
Oh. Regardless, it's drawn to magic, it seems. So
well,
I think we could pull it off.
well, how long are we planning on staying in this city? Is it just another place we're stopping at to sleep until we move on to, ultimately go find the liches? Or
The watchtower is it's got to be vital for information. We stay here for about a week. If it's no use, then we can move on.
I mean, I was thinking maybe it's something that we could use like as information to probably help those that are just like us in hiding.
Mm.
I mean, magic isn't something to be, afraid of or embarrassed of. So those that, are just here living that have to, be in hiding all the time, that's no way to live. So if we could at least help those.
Maybe
I
we
don't
could.
know if I could even last not doing any magic for a whole week. I can't imagine what it's like on forever.
Right.
Exactly. I'm not trying to propose a revolution, but I don't know. As I take another bite of my food.
I think you have a point. I know that we're supposed to keep things a little quiet, but if we can do some good along the way, we should try. There's that temple in the government building here, too, that might be worth checking out. If you all aren't comfortable going to the tower, maybe that's something you could do while Sandra and I go to there.
I'd also like to remind everyone that we are trying to go as fast as we can, right, for the liches, because I think that maybe time is running out.
I think we have a little bbit of time.
Have you seen the Avatar? Katara said to help every city that's in need.
I will never turn my back on people who need me.
And there we have.
Are we talking about Iskra? I don't recall her
Exactly.
saying that.
Turns to Iskra. Did you say that? Are you sure?
I mean, that sounds like something I might say.
And she uses water too.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see the correlation. All right.
Cora.
Ah. I did that
I don't
one,
know.
so-
Iskra
So-
doesn't break shit enough to be Cora.
That's true. Yeah, she's not angry.
Definitely reminds me of Katara more.
Wait until she blood.
So,
Just wait until she blood bends.
yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wait, does that make Eloquent Zuko?
Whoa, hang on.
Oh.
My honor.
Soul would be Appa.
Oh,
I gotta get Boomerang and I can be Sokka.
Yeah.
Starting to think that
I kinda
Renan is
love
like
this.
an air version of Toph.
So let's see. What would Kindred? Would you be Azula then?
oh
Yeah,
no.
probably.
Oh, yeah.
Runs on the beach. I'm gonna fuck you
No,
up.
Kindred is May. Kindred is
May.
May. The
Hmm.
goth girl with
Oh,
the...
yeah.
I could see that, yeah.
Yeah. I
The
can see her
needles.
slitting some throats.
You're so depressing here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what is Zula? So
Orange is such a,
Wait, did you say
such a
me?
sad color.
Soul?
no, I said so would is Zula. Soul
So-
would I don't know who it's Soul would be Appa.
Appa.
Momo.
Yeah.
Oh, Appa.
Appa. He is both Appa and Momo at the same
Yeah.
time.
Simultaneous.
An Appa
Actually,
Momo.
Soul would probably be more like Ira.
Oh,
Iroh?
Iroh.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see you.
Oh, I can see that.
Oh
Let's
my
have
gosh.
some
Yeah.
tea.
See,
Sit down.
like-
It's okay. Let's have some tea. We do not have to rush.
I can see Eloquin being more of like a Zuko, given his like dark side that he's
Yeah.
having to deal
Fight
with.
with.
Also,
Yeah.
But now he's in that awkward stage where he's trying to be good and he doesn't know how to do it.
yeah.
Kidding.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Well,
Iskra smiles at
Leaving
the
the
results
air
on
boy.
her BuzzFeed quiz on her
BuzzFeed
phone.
Yes.
Puts it away.
And then Aaron is the cabbage guy.
The cabbage.
Yeah.
Always
Aaron is the
panicking
cabbage
from
guy at all
our
the poor
shenanigans.
NPCs.
What did
One-
Iroh say? My greatest joy in life would be to serve tea to the Earth King.
Mm, mhm.
Wow.
Then I would finally conquer Boston Say.
wow. Game of Avatar.
Oh.
Yeah, basically.
Leaves
Well,
from the
I really do
vine.
think that Renan is just a wind version of Toph. Like every time that he gets mad, he breaks shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. All right.
He's got
Well.
that toss kind of humor.
Or sends white
Speaking-
noise into the ears of innocent.
Innocent people. So
Innocent.
speaking of Renan and Kindred, what are you guys doing over there in the barn? That sounded really a lot worse than I intended it to. As I said it, I was like regretted
Ooh.
everything.
As we pan
After-
to blank screen, you just see Rust. No.
Oh, God.
Uh,
Hey.
Thing about rolling in
Um,
it.
Ew.
So, after seeming to not quite get the point across that I had meant to, I'll look at Kindred and say, do you think you can get me in contact with
With who?
Atet? The city?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll cost you.
What would it cost?
Gold.
Oh.
Time. Supplies.
Oh,
No components.
that almost turned into like a country barn porno. What will it cost you?
What will that cost me?
Well,
Oh,
Who's wearing the overalls?
Oh no.
Why are you rubbing your nipples?
I'm charging up my focuses.
Kindred, put the robe back on. Put the robe back on.
But yeah. But while we're here, and because I just don't feel like hearing them talk about suddenly goats. Oh, since you're disguised, do you want to walk about town with me and maybe check out the temple?
I suppose I have to go meet with a merchant around noon.
Okay. Sure. Let's go. And we just start walking like through the main road to town, pass by like the bazaar, see what's on sale.
Okay, so because where you are at is the northernmost part of the city, and it go. Oh, you know what? Yeah, whatever. I'll do it later. Are you going? If you are exiting the tavern, are you going to the right or the left?
Where's this lady you have to meet up with?
To the left and south. South left.
South left. Okay.
South left. Yes.
I can do that.
West.
West. We must go to the west.
I thought you said West.
I mean, let's go that way. That way we're in proximity. Like 2 birds, 1 stone it.
True enough.
Alrighty. So, heading that direction will take you indeed towards the markets and the bazaar, if that is the direction you are wishing to go.
Yes.
While you are doing that, both of you go ahead and make perception checks as you guys are walking along through the city.
Making my way.
Is there anything in particular that you are keeping an eye out for?
No, just
Is there any
kind of.
ketchups?
I heard ketchups.
I did too. I legit
Pet
too.
shops.
Pet shops?
Special
Is there any ketchup for when we find the fries?
For when you find the fries and the nachos, you may
Curry
get-
ketchup.
yes.
Renan has a special love of artisan ketchup.
My ketchups! It's a guy with a vendor who just has like a bunch of ketchups in a jar.
cabbages!
My tomatoes.
And that's how
So-
he discovered ketchup.
I
16.
believe that is a 28. Yes. Because I got a natural 20.
Okay.
You see a 10-year-old boy with a Pikachu. No,
Oh,
no,
man.
that's Ash Ketchum. Not Ketchup, sorry.
Close enough. Keeping an eye out for ketchums. Yep. Okay. So, as you guys are headed in that direction, keeping an eye out for whatever strikes your fancy. I would say maybe closer to the bazaar, you do find a vendor that seems to be selling like small animals of various kinds in small little cages.
Animals.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like it's like PetSmart or anything, but it's just like a little vendor. It's got mostly it seems like birds. They seem to be the kind that like different styles of like little singing birds. A few fluffy things, I guess. Of the furry variety. Oh my gosh.
And they're leading into the
Sonder,
stall like,
you're
Soul, are you here?
So, is that you?
Yeah, can we go talk to said vendor?
Yes. I would like to go talk to said vendor.
Okay. Let's see here.
Do they seem to have any more, like, I say exotic, but not like, I don't want a peacock.
Do you have any hairless cats? No.
Pulls out dagger. Yes, indeed. We need to know this information.
Question.
With opposable thumbs.
With opposable thumbs, by any chance.
Specifically,
Ones that go meow.
rows
looking
and
for
rows
some
of
pussy.
teeth.
So, As you go up to this vendor, it is an older gentleman, probably later in his human years, but he, sits and on kind of like at the malls where they have those little side stalls, and it's just like a little cart that kind of sits in the middle, and that person's just like sitting by the register on the stool, looking bored out of their mind, kind of like that, except that obviously no register. But he is sitting on a little stool there, and he has a small little parrot that kind of sits on his shoulder. Gives you somewhat of like Long John Silvery vibes, just slightly in the
It's
like.
a pirate.
Yeah, kind of looks like he could have been at one point. Like he's really weathered. In looks like he's had a lot of outdoor time.
Okay.
But no peg leg. But he is just kind of sitting there with his giant boots kind of that are
Some
like rolled
spots.
up and then kind of rolled back down and leaning on his against the cart and seems to almost be asleep. He has his eyes closed.
I just kind of want to like go up to him and like kind of surprise him, scare him, like and be like, "Morgan, is that you, Captain Morgan? Wait, oh no, sorry."
As
Look at him and notice he's still got both feet, and you're like, not much
Yeah.
of
pirate.
a yeah pirate.
Not much of a pirate, are you? As you are approaching to speak, he goes, "Hello. Were you looking for something in particular?"
Well, I see that you have a number of birds, and I was wondering if you might point me towards anybody who might have owls.
Owls. Like as you say that, he kind of like his eyes open and he puts his hands on his hips, on his legs as
now,
he
seeing his eyes open.
yeah, as he puts his hands on his legs and he like gets up from the chair. Well, can't say that we have much of a call for owls these days. Most of these ones are a tad bit smaller. But you're looking for owls?
Yes, indeed.
Well, I'd imagine that, given some time, I could probably procure an owl for you, if that's what you want.
Can you get any owl?
Well, depends on the specifics. If you're looking for something more specific, it might take longer. For wanting an owl, then it's just a simple matter of going to the woods and finding one.
I was just about to ask. It's not just gonna be like you just go catch an owl and it's not trained, right? Like,
No, that's exactly what it is, yes.
okay, yeah. I just start looking at the animals like, what did he just like grab off the street? Like,
See a pigeon.
Well,
Right.
how much time and coin would it take to procure an owl?
a trained one.
A trained owl. Hmm.
I just
I-
want to see what he does.
I can depend on that a little more towards myself. It's
Well-
more procuring.
Procuring an owl? Probably a couple days.
I like his voice.
I don't know just how long will be staying in town. We're going to be on our way soon enough, so
Hmm.
I mean, I do what I can, but there's no promises, I have to
True.
find the owl, have to catch the owl, have to make sure it's not going to kill me or you. Bring it back to town, put it in a cage. You see, the time schedule there could change. Plus, going into the Yorewood these days, not always a safe bet. So
I've
there's
heard
a
about that.
finder's,
What if-
finder's fee.
What's been happening? I've been hearing rumors and stories, but
Oh,
you know, drunkards and travelers.
Sure. Well, kind of looking, it looks over at you. Remind me, Kindred, are you in your normal form or are you magic right now?
Well, I'm always magic and me. But I'm a normal hobgoblin.
Okay.
Do me a favor, don't piss off the DM while I'm standing with you.
Bring you right in close, like
takes a couple steps away. Like, I don't want to be struck by the lightning.
Doesn't
So
matter. Wouldn't hurt me very much.
true. You're guessing you're not from around here.
what gave you that idea? Is I kind of like try to like play it off like, yeah.
While they're talking, I'm going to be looking for a cat that looks like Sonder when he's in cat form. Or not Soul.
Soul?
My bad.
A blue cat.
A blue
A blue cat. Yes.
Blue cat.
Strangely
Be
enough, that was
spectacular.
my high school mascot.
Oh
Blue
no.
cat.
But yeah, I'll be looking for essentially Soul Kitty
Okay.
and
Gotcha. Well, my train of thought just went boop. Well, being that you're not from around here, your woods is just kind of. I hate to say the words off limits because obviously I'm going in there, but I would not suggest it to anybody. However, it's how do you say? I mean, it's magical in the sense there's strange creatures that live there, strange phenomenon that happens. People go missing, people die, are found dead or in pieces. So it kind of just not the best place to go in, if you know what I mean.
So obviously, magic don't want to go in there unless you know what the fuck you're doing. Like, do the watch go there? Because they
generally tend to stick to the cities.
watch for magic stuff. Does he kind of lead them there?
Oh, kind of starts looking around. So you're not from even Algaron then?
Oh shit! Like,
No. It's okay. The watch doesn't necessarily mean they're hunting, magic people. Sure, they hunt magic people, but they're not, we have an alliance of sorts with they. Don't want to piss them off. But, we do what we can to help them out. So we scratch their back, they scratch our back. There's not a lot of claws in the scratching, we hope. So, that's what we try and keep it at.
can I just put like 3 gold on the counter and just slightly like look at him like, can you tell me more? And just be like, for the bird.
All 5 of them?
Like,
Sure,
big is the cage?
5 birds.
down payment for the owl. I'm like, dude,
Oh, the owl. Right. Okay.
smoothest drug deal ever.
Right. The poison to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison. He kind of just nods slowly and looks at the gold and takes his the little beady hat that he has and puts it over the gold. The watch is relatively new, within the last few years. They were a police force here in Algaron. We make sure that none of the harmful magic types hurt any of our people, and they get taken to places where they can practice their craft. And the freedom that Thay provides for those types who are so inclined. So no, the watch doesn't go into the woods. They have no need.
And if, say, a magic person didn't show much interest in going to hone their craft,
Well, they're asked to leave. It's for the good of the city and the good of the country. This close to Thay, We don't want to take any chances. So they're shipped off somewhere safe.
To Thay or to elsewhere?
I don't know.
Oh, I find the cat.
There is a couple of raccoons, a really strange possum-looking creature with pink fur, and one cat, but it is orange and yellow.
Caleb. So I want to like look around once more. Is like anyone kind of paying more attention than they should to us?
Make
I'm
a
gonna roll
perception check.
insight on the shopkeeper to see just how, like, if I feel like I can trust him.
Go for it. Insight for you, Renan. Perception for you.
That'd be an 8. Doing great.
What's my bonus? What's my bonus? Uh, 25.
All right, 25. Kindred.
8.
8. All right. As far as you can tell, Renan, like he's a very jovial, almost grandfatherly kind of man. You don't sense he is trying to mislead you.
Okay.
At this point in the later morning, Kindred, I would say that there's a couple people who do look in your general direction. Not you're trying to, your focus is mainly on this guy, so you kind of just like out of peripheral, you can see them kind of stop and they kind of do that whole like look and then they just keep moving. Probably just because winged elf
Pink.
and a hobgoblin standing together. You haven't noticed like there
They're probably being
isn't
an interracial couple.
it's not like there aren't other races here in the city. You have seen your fair share of other races, but they generally tend to seem like they are sticking near the harbors, where they are passing through. There is the occasional, dwarven, groups that you kind of see walking through the city or whatnot. But it seems like those of the other races kind of tend to stick together in purposefully moving towards wherever they're going. But they don't have like this like persecuted vibe to them either. They just seem to be moving in groups, kind of keeping to their own business.
Okay. So then I kind of want to lean in and kind of get in the feel for it, relaxing. Do you know anything about, best way to describe it is the ugliest cat you've ever seen? That sounds terrible.
He thinks about it for a minute. I mean, I can't say that most cats are probably the best sounding creatures, generally speaking, especially, But
Yeah.
I will say,
I turn and look at him. It's like a hairless goblin cat with opposable thumbs.
Yeah.
oh, I mean, well, I forget you're not from around here, so yes.
What are they? What do they do?
Don't really know. There's a few of them. I've seen them running about the city. Not really sure where they came from, but they've been around for a little while. They are not exactly the trusting kind, so you can't really get too close. They don't let you, catch them or anything.
Have they been around for more than, let's say, a few years?
I'd say it's probably been about a year or two that I've seen them around, yes.
And the watch has been around about a year, you said?
Yeah, give or take a few months, yeah.
You're kind of side iron on.
Spice murmured, "Shut up."
Okay.
Are there any baby raccoons?
Nope.
Yeah, I
just-
genuinely want to look at the birds he's got now that I've like got information.
Looking around at the at the animals at the animals he has the items. The raccoon is probably it's pretty adultish. Not exactly a tubby little fella, but he sits in like this like wooden and iron like cage, and he just looks like a prisoner. He's just like grabbing the bars and just like peeking his eyes out, very curiously, but kind of just like watching all of the things that are happening. The birds, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Do I have? No. Sure. The
Where
birds.
if we get a raccoon and a hummingbird, I'm done.
Oh no.
Yes. And a spinning arrow.
The birds range from, yes, there are probably a couple of pigeons or pigeon-looking creatures, pigeon-looking birds,
They work for the bourgeoisie.
and then there's like a crow that sits in one particular cage. It's just kind of like almost looks stuffed as it doesn't move very often, but then every now and then it like moves its head. You can see that its eyes kind of watch everything, but it seems very still.
Can I like go up and hold a cracker, like from one of my rations to its cage? Is this stuffed? Is this real?
Project Spies murmured, "You know, crows are more likely to eat meat than that."
Ignoring him.
As he's like, you're doing that, the bird that was like turned away just slowly turns its head to like look at you dead on.
Oh, it is real. Okay. Well, I don't want to say Paulo and a cracker because I know you're not a parent. So, would you like a Ritz cracker?
The the older gentleman, he comes up and is just like, man, he's a strange one. You know, got him from a vendor. He doesn't really make a whole lot of noise. In fact, for a crow, he's pretty quiet. But
yeah,
you know, he likes his little. Let's see, he gets some like little berries and fruits and kind of like plops them into the cage. Like, yeah, you know, he kind of eats just whatever I put in there generally.
I'm gonna use detect magic.
Sure. Do you cast detect magic? You look about anything in particular you're looking at, just in general, trying to see
At the animals.
at the animals. Okay, none of them give off any sort of magical aura.
Okay.
There is you're kind of looking around the cages and kind of circling around the cart. You see there is one little blip, very faint, that's coming from one of the drawers within the cart, like a little cupboard.
does he ever
You
eat my
want-
Ritz cracker?
It's just kind of he's just looking at you. Make an animal handling check.
Oh, okay.
Saunders like, I got this down.
Yeah.
Okay. 18.
18.
My training with Nico paid off though.
Let's see here. the crow kind of like hops down onto the ground of the cage and it kind of rocks and like gets up to the edge, like looks and like sticks its head like sideways to kind of get its face as close to you. You can see it's like it's looking over you very carefully, and then it like puts its head down and grabs one of the grapes and just like eats one of the grapes. Turns to you, like looking at the cracker, and for a moment you're just like, and then very cautiously, almost like its beak, its two little fingers, just kind of opens, grabs, and like pulls it away before it also eats it.
Victories. As for the crow.
I mean, no, it's not exactly a normal bird to be sold. Haven't been sitting here for a while, so, you know, we'll say 50 silver.
How about 25 since we gave you the down payment for the owl?
He looks over at his little hat and back to you. You still want the owl, huh?
If time permits, and just kind of like wink at him like, that was for the information.
Kind of nods.
Hopefully he gets what I'm trying to say.
He just kind of nods really slowly as if he's understanding, but you have a feeling he's just kind of nodding really slowly. Okay. 25 silver it is.
Okay.
And for the raccoon.
Oh. You want Juggy? Little Juggy, guess what? Looks like someone finally wants you, eh? Maybe it's your lucky day. You kind of
So
like...
sad.
It's like...
I think I know
25 silver
someone
a day.
who...
You too can save it.
I think that I know somebody who would like the raccoon greatly.
I mean... He's a precocious little fella. Kind of more sits there for curiosity's sake. A lot of people kind of like to kind of look at the creatures of the forest without, you know, going into the woods. But
Sounds an
I
awful
mean,
lot like the
yeah.
friend I'm talking about, actually.
you know, sure, for 30 gold. 30 silver.
Oh my God.
He's a special.
It's like,
I lean down like,
he's
you
like
better shit, gold.
he's like a member of the family to me, you know? It's just like 30 gold, at least.
So what you're saying is I can take one of your children for 30 gold.
If I had my sister, I'd sell her too.
Okay, Bellathor.
He's the slaver. Okay.
No, what was that the name of the guy in Skyrim, right?
Yeah, the one who actually said that.
Yeah.
How much? It's 10 silver is a gold, right?
Yes.
So
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah, so then 5 gold.
We'll
for
take
50
the lot.
for 50
No.
silver.
Or is it? I thought it was 100 silver was the goal.
That's
No,
what I was
gold
thinking.
is 10 silver.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll give him 3 gold. So I'll give him 5 gold, and I'll therefore cover the raven. Plus 5 silver.
Okay. Great.
I was gonna have to go to the bank and break that into silver.
Ah!
That sounds like a hymn, probably.
You guys take $100 bills.
I really. Oh my god! Do you remember working at Starbucks and them getting like a tall coffee and
Yeah.
to pay with $100?
So I just realized something though. I have Ruvian money.
Mm-hmm.
Rubian
mean-
money.
Does it look like it's made out of gold?
You fancy.
It is gold. it's gold and silver and blah blah blah. But I'm just
He-
saying, I was
It was
like,
like as he gets it, as you give it to him, and he kind of looks it over, and he's just like, "Well, this is a little peculiar." Yeah,
Well, remember, we're not from. Where do you say? Art DM, like art.
the country that you're in right now is called Algernon.
Dandelion.
Algernon. Got it.
Algernon. Yep. Algebra. You are in the city, in the
Algebra.
country of algebra right now.
Damn math.
Elrond.
Elrond.
maybe I would prefer going to Thay at that point. Then, damn. All right.
I'd just be like, remember, we're not from Algernon.
What did he name the
Raccoon?
Yeah.
Juggy.
Juggy.
I call him Juggy. I mean, he hasn't told me what his name is, but, you know, that's just what I call him.
He loves Insane Cloud Posse.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna roll animal handling to see like if he's like social.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a cool raccoon.
I don't know what my animal handling bonus is, but I got an 18.
Kind of just, he just kind of like makes little
What's
noises.
a kookaburra?
Yay!
No, he just kind of like starts like, you know, making little noises. Now that's actually raccoon sounds.
Yeah.
Oh.
Believe
What
me.
is the raccoon
So that's what the
saying?
spirits told me.
You happen to have a harness and a leash by any chance?
Aw.
That's at the leather store. I told you. No.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yes, but I don't trust
Yeah.
you within 30 feet of a leather store.
Oh no, this is quickly spiraling again. All right, back on the rails. It's like, well,
So we're gonna
I'm
head
I'm-
towards Palmeiras.
Okay, so you're heading toward Palmeiras with one of you carrying this large cage with the crow in it, and
Very Harry Potter. Like, I got my owl.
and then the other one next to you has this like it's almost like a kennel. Basically, is what this is. It's like a little wooden kennel. And go ahead. What was it? You said you rolled an animal handling? Ugh.
Yeah.
Roll.
18.
You did 18. Okay, cool. He the shop owner, who introduces himself as William Peddle. He- Yeah. Yeah, so that's the seat. You notice now that the little seat that he was sitting on was actually just like a little bike cart. He just like pedals the whole cart.
Ah.
But he just give you like a couple little snacks and treats to kind of give the animals, and to kind of tide you over till you can go and get some of your own. But you guys head over to Palmeiras. The rest of you, what are you guys doing?
I'll be back momentarily.
Okay.
Soul is sitting back, satisfied, having ate his fill. Because I just literally did too.
Perfect. What do you guys want to do?
So, if we were to go inside of the watchtower, what would be our plan?
Well, that was pretty much my idea of like, going into the watchtower, at least grabbing some form of information to be able to like save the people of the city, if that's at least an option. And like kind of like I look at Iskra, like, what are your thoughts?
They might have something that we can learn at least about how we can protect ourselves, if nothing else. We've got that helmet. I could turn it in.
It's true.
I mean, if things go bad, we can always just leave.
We could say that we saw something last night. Say that we saw some people who were fighting on the streets.
They were fighting this cat monster or something, and
Right.
yeah.
A couple of
I'm
us.
not sure that's the safest thing to do.
I rub my tricep of like,
Watching the rabies slowly like set in.
Well,
We-
if anything, yeah, the helmet would help.
I have another idea.
Mhm.
If we have to get in farther, there were those monks that came to see the show. Sonder and I could say we're interested in joining.
That's true.
Is there a raccoon here?
Sorry. It played before I was like, oh no!
Nikki's like, they're in the walls.
Oh no!
Trying to get rid of
Damn
them.
it! Those goats! Yeah.
Bartender. But I mean, that's at least like an idea of later. Like if we wanted to, gather information, that's kind of like point in the general direction of where the towers are inside of this tavern. Like we could go there, and it could help.
Let's make sure we're set up here for tonight too,
Yeah.
and then go ahead and do it.
All
Okay.
right.
I think that's a good idea, Iskra.
Alrighty.
Yep, we should probably fill the others in too.
Right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're just gonna be like, hey, by the way, we're going. It's like a stealth mission.
Is Nikki still downstairs somewhere?
Make a perception check for me.
11.
11. You saw her for a brief moment as she came out from the kitchen, and she was talking to the young lady that's running the bar at the moment. But then she went back into the kitchen. You've only seen her this once during the morning that you've been there.
We heard her asking if anyone's seen her cat.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
I'm gonna go ahead and pay, and see if we can't maybe perform again tonight to set us up with a room.
Sure.
So then you go over to the bar. The
I'll
one
be right back, guys.
the one in charge right now will be the young woman. She's also human. Has like this auburn hair that she kind of is curled down around her shoulders. Introduces herself as Sine.
Jenny.
Jenny, yeah. Sene. Dene. That's how she lists her siblings.
Nikki
God.
also has auburn hair. Do they look like they might be related?
Mm.
You get like maybe cousin vibes. Well, look somewhat related.
Related
As
to the shit family.
no, that was in Spendelian. As you do go up and you pay for the evening, and then you're I guess what you're asking about staying on for another night.
Yeah. I know those guys that were playing here last night looked like locals, but if you don't have a regular band, we're planning on staying in town a little while longer, and we wouldn't mind playing again, provided we could keep a room.
Sure. Let me go get Nikki. One moment. She kind of like goes to the back. Nikki, after a couple minutes, like waiting there, and then eventually she and Nikki return. And she's like, "Oh, hello. So, how was breakfast? All was good."
Yeah, it was delicious. I think Soul's finishing our leftovers.
Well, growing boy and all, I'm sure. So, Sine was talking about you wanting to stay on for another night.
Yeah, we'd love to. The crowd was wonderful. The room was very nice. We're pretty comfortable here. We're not gonna, move in permanently. We've got places to be, of course, traveling band and all. But
Well,
we wouldn't mind staying again for a night or two.
Make a perception check. like seems to be thinking about it.
We're not called the expected goats. We've got to keep moving.
That is a
Bust down your
17.
door.
17. She kind of like nods, like, well, I mean, we do have one of the local bands, the local boys coming in to play tonight, but you weren't half bad. I'll tell them this. How about I will bump up their schedule a little bit, see if they can come in earlier. You can catch a little more of the dinner crowd that way. So they won't be playing for as long. I can't cut them completely, as they are locals that come here, and once you're gone, I have to make sure that they stay happy. But
Of course.
course.
What if we talk to him, see if we could maybe do something together?
I mean, if you want. As far as I know, Mai works down at the harbor, I think. She's one of the harbor masters down there during the day. So she's the one who leads the band. So if you want to go look for her, then she'd be the one to talk to.
Toop-a toop, I like it.
So sure. I mean, if Mai agrees, and I don't want any stepping on toes now, so don't do anything too brash. But as long as she's all right with it, it's all right with me.
Well, thanks very much. I'll definitely go talk to her and let you know.
All right. Well, go enjoy the rest of your day, I suppose. If you need anything, I'll be here.
Anything we should see while we're here in town, or places to avoid?
Well, there are a fair amount of slums near the harbor, so just watch your coin purses, I'll say. But otherwise, if you like, I'm not sure what you and your kind tend to be after seeing. There are not any sort of, I mean, Veltalar is not exactly a tourist destination, but there are the temple district's not too bad up in the northern southern quarter. The watchtowers are interesting to see, I suppose. The castle itself is not too bad. Just try and keep a low profile, and don't be starting anything.
We don't need any kind of special permission to go to these places, do we?
Well, I mean, you can't really go into the watchtowers, but you can see them from outside. They're rather large, if you're into that sort of thing. But the gardens around the various temples, those are nice. The crescent, the temple of the crescent is our crown jewel, as it were. That one's nice. Saloon has blessed us with many a good night of good tides. So try and keep her happy. The moon's done plenty to guard us in that regard.
Yeah, I think some of my friends might like that. Thank you.
Of course. Be careful. She's just like, doesn't know what it almost starts to get to her, like she doesn't know what else to tell you, because like she said, you definitely get the vibe she's not one usually telling like destinations, where to go. So, but she goes back in the kitchen.
All right, I head back over to the group. That's all taken care of. And I talk about the Temple of Saloon. And of course, we already planned on going over to the castle and the watchtower, so.
We can pay our respects to Khalil and
Exactly.
his grandmother.
So we might be playing tonight.
Right. So about that, I'm glad you asked. I almost forgot.
Well, I was like, I know I'm just the manager, but like I was kind of like writing this song. So if we do play, I wouldn't mind being like the lead singer for just this one time.
Aliquin, all this time together, I didn't know you sang.
Well, I mean,
Iskra like smiles and leans on the table.
it wasn't good, but I used to sing for my mother back when, and she would always smile, so I guess that was okay.
I'm
Sounds
sure
sweet.
you'll do great, Aliquin. Big smack on the back.
Damn, your head is big. Okay, well, I mean, like if we do play, I mean, sure.
We do have to work out a peace agreement between the local band and us. I look at Sonder. Like,
Mhm.
I liked their bagpipes. I thought maybe we could play a song or two together so that we're not like completely stepping on their toes.
That'd be awesome. Like maybe like a battle of the bands, but then we like mix together and like, make the entire like crowd. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we can stir up the local music scene.
Definitely.
But we're not going to dance with them, right?
Good.
I was just wondering why we would be stepping on any toes.
I laugh.
Figure of
Saunders
speech.
just looking around like her soul's just looking around. What? Not funny.
So the stepping on toes. It's like if a shepherd with some sheep decided to go onto another shepherd's land and eat all of the grass. That shepherd would not like it. So it's stepping on the toes is like stepping on someone's grass and eating it. Does that make sense?
I didn't know that someone could own their own grass. But okay, sure.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna take Soul's like a piece of his food and start eating it.
He'll slide the plate halfway.
Over. She's like, yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Never mind. This isn't working. You're too good. You're too kind.
All right. So then as you guys start to make a plan for where you're gonna go, where you're gonna head first.
Well, I think let's handle talking.
All right, there we go.
That's weird.
Yeah. Sorry guys, OBS kind of freaked out for a minute. It just told me OBS reconnecting, and I was like, this happened last time. Well, except that it was the internet. The internet said that it was disconnected, and if I wanted to reconnect, and I was like, yes? Yeah, exactly. OBS. Nah, bro. Yeah, exactly that.
I really want to know who that like internal error little person
Yeah.
was.
The one that was like freaking out, I was like, that's me on the inside. All right, so as you guys head out that way, Kindred and Renan, you guys head over to Palmyra's princely garments. Kindred, this is your first time seeing it. It is very much it's a decently sized little house. It almost gives you that like gingerbread house kind of look to it. It's a very cutesy little space. But the front windows of the building have been turned into little display windows, and you can see very simple mannequins, and they have, you know, some rather nice dresses and tunics and things there in the front. It looks like a nice little spot. So
How did you find this lady?
Asked around.
they rainbow colored?
Oh
So
my
wait,
God.
are they good for you or no?
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Remember
hello,
Pride Guy
everyone.
carrots?
We're
Yes,
talking about pride carrots.
fried carrots. That's a thing.
They're
Apparently,
crunchy.
I got
Crunchy.
fried carrots.
it looks like a
Oh.
That was a
almost.
sausage.
That was like
Ew.
no. I was like that looks like a sausage up until you hear it crunch like that, and then I'm very concerned why the sausage is crunching so hard. I was like,
That snap.
I
right?
mean,
I'm
you're
like,
not wrong.
"Ugh."
It's a purple carrot.
Yeah, I've had those
Okay.
the rainbow carrots. They're pretty good. They taste like
I
carrots.
brought them.
Incidentally, yeah, you did.
And I'm pregnant.
All right, so as we left off, hopefully we have no more internet gremlins. But you know, if you have internet gremlins, you just have internet gremlins. That's just what you do.
Okay.
Yeah, we have juggies. We're gonna have
You
to
have
have
to-
we're gonna have to
You
get
have
our
to
own
call Orkin.
Orkin. A raid. No, that's after the stream. Anyway, so as the party has spent the morning doing things and talking to people, acquiring pets of mass destruction. I mean, pets of non-nefarious natures. A crow
Of course.
and a raccoon. Raccoon.
Avatar Roku.
So it's an electric type. Got it.
Oh
Fire
my god.
type. Fire type.
Raccoon. Jeez Louise. All right, so we went to break as Renan and Kindred make their way to Palmyra's princely garments. And you see the cute little grandma house here in the middle of the city. It's not necessarily like terribly out of place from the other buildings in the neighborhood, but you can tell that a lot of the other buildings in the neighborhood look different than this little house. It just like it kind of stands out as being the one house that stuck it out as everything around them kind of started growing and changing.
The house gets up and walks away on chicken legs. I'm done.
Oh.
So
Is this house off by itself away from other?
no, it's still around other houses or other buildings, but it's
Their
kind
back
of
door.
but there's not a lot of other houses that are close to it. It looks like there are other like 2 to 3 story like buildings that are kind of at its side, and this is like a little house that has its own little space.
Is there a back door?
I mean, you would have to go to the back of the house to look.
I'm going to proceed through the front door.
Okay. The little bell goes off, and you walk into. Definitely has that whole. This is a person's house that got converted into a shop. This front entry room is basically a expanded living room that has like little hanging dowels that where clothes are kind of hanging from. There are little mannequins here and there with or they appear to be mannequins. They're not like full on bodies, but they're just like that kind of almost body shape of like a wicker basket that the clothes are draped around. And you see like a little counter that also looks like it's part like table. And yeah, walk into the little shop. You hear from the back, just a minute.
Take your time, love.
Oh, I'll be right there. And then coming from around the corner, you see this little old lady. Kind of almost looks like the grandma from Looney Tunes. So she's got their hair that's pulled back really, really tight into that little bun. No glasses, but you know, she just looks like that very sweet grandmotherly little old lady. But as she comes over to the two of you, she comes over. She's like, "Oh, dearie, it's so good to see you again."
And you?
Oh no, what is the time? Is it noon already?
Not quite.
Okay, well, you had me a little bit concerned. I'm running a little bit behind schedule this morning. Would it be any problem if I was able to take the things? She kind of now is like realizing that you are with another person, and then her eyes kind of travel from Kindred to the bird cage
The crow.
to the little crate that you have with the raccoon. It's just like looking. She's just like, oh, is this one of your friends from the band?
No.
Yes, indeed. Bugger off, you daft bastard. Now, I was hoping that we might be able to amend a very singular dilemma here. My friend here has no fashion sense at all.
Oh, yes, well, I mean, for red and green like that, I can, that is a choice, dearie. But, you know, it's completely subjective, as they say with art.
Well, she was dropped on her head as a baby.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Can she speak? Hello, dear. My name's Palmyra.
I'm just going to pull out a knife.
And I'm just gonna have my hand on the hilt of my frostbrand and Spice murmur, not on your life. You decided to make a spectacle of the horsemen at the previous town. You'll deal with it.
I spice murmur back. Funny thing is, I'm already on my second life. I got no hang-ups. No.
Oh my god. She's like, wait, do you actually take out a knife?
Yeah.
She's okay. Palmyra kind of like takes a step back. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant no offense, dearie. I just wasn't sure.
Back in my sleeve.
Okay, well, I see that you keep good company. Glad to see that you're staying safe, dear. So, as I was saying, wait, hold on. You want me to help her find a dress?
Well, I figured we'd look around at some of your garments while you work. We're in no hurry this morning.
Okay. Well, then first things first. I'm a wee behind schedule. I wasn't able to find the help that I needed to make this grandiose thing that I have envisioned for the side of your chariot. However, you tell me where you are going to be for the evening, and I promise you I will make my way there as soon as it's done, and I'll hand-deliver it myself.
Well, we should be at the Jagged Shark's Tooth.
Oh, what a lovely little dive bar.
And if we happen to not be there for any reason, then I can certainly stop by in the morning.
No, for sure, it won't be a problem if you're going to be there. So will Palmyra. I will bring you... The cloak is basically finished. The only part that I have left now is your canvas.
All right. Lovely news. Thank you much, Lee. And we will look around, possibly wander around town for a while then, in that case.
Oh, I will get right back to work. See whatever you like, dear. And if you need any alterations, just let me know. It was a pleasure meeting you. she turns back to Renan and kind of beams a little smile. And she kind of reaches up to like pat your cheek a little bit. Okay, back to work I go. Holler at me if you need anything. And she kind of goes back around the corner to the back.
With a
I love her.
full on shit eating grin, I turn to Kindred. So, where would you like to go next?
You can go with me to go to hell, and I'm like knock over every no.
Just start trashing the place.
That'll teach you to turn into me.
I didn't turn into you. I was Banan.
and you're going to be benign by the end of the date.
On my second life. Let's do this. No.
Oh my god.
No. Time is it?
It's probably like just a little bit before noon.
What are y'all bitches doing? Are y'all still eating? Just fall asleep? So you go into a food coma?
We're
muted.
planning an attack on the tower, actually.
Attack on Titan?
Actually, yes. We're still like, getting all the pieces together, but yeah. And maybe sync later too, if suddenly Goats comes back together for an encore.
What? We're singing?
Don't worry about it. But we will be at the harbor looking for the leader of the band that played yesterday to see if we can strike a deal with them.
Oh, I look at Renan.
Iskra
We
had the great
actually
idea.
just saw them passing by the market. We can totally do that for y'all. Save y'all some time.
Can I do an insight on that? Well,
Sure.
no. I feel like it's
I mean, that's kind of hard to do with. I mean, you can do it. It's a high DC because it's just
His
telling
voice.
you in your voice. Yeah, voice in your head.
Kindred is a master liar.
Okay.
Make a deception check. Kindred.
How do you know I'm actually going to deceive him? It can't be persuasion.
Because you did not see them at the market.
That makes it deception.
That makes it a deception.
Well, I thought I saw him. We were in a market. It was busy when I did my insight
Yeah,
to
you
look
saw
around.
And you rolled an 8. Yeah, I remember.
Deception?
Mm.
21.
24. 24.
24. Nice. As you are listening to his voice, you're like, well, it wouldn't make sense because he doesn't even know who the person is.
And you're by the harbors, you say? That is
No.
where she's supposed to be right now.
I will use saving face.
You
To
don't know
boost my score.
You didn't know you failed.
But it lets me do it if I know I failed or pass.
But you don't know if you failed.
I haven't told
Tell
you
me.
that you're lying yet.
But if I miss or fail an ability check, even if I pass or I can do it either way.
It's up to you. Either way,
No.
like as good as like it is, you still know that you only just learned about who they were just now. And Kindred has not been there for that conversation. So I would say deductive wise, he sounds like he's telling the truth. But deductive wise, doesn't quite make sense.
Right. Well, Iskra thought it would be a great idea. Oof, sorry. I just ate.
I have a feeling
How did
like
that translate
transfers
to?
in-
Yeah, just think about it.
Where did that come from?
Like I know that he trusts Iskra more than me. So, and if we can get a show with them, then well, it'll improve the relationship between us and the people here. We might be able to get into a couple places we didn't before. But if you pass by them, feel free to. We're going to try to find someone specific.
So how long
Who did you
are
see
we
exactly?
planning to stay here?
How long are we planning to stay here? To everyone.
Probably not long, but if we're going to be in places where the watch is present, we wanted to learn more about them.
But leave
Say
as
a
soon
week.
as trouble happens. Yeah.
Right.
I'm just
A week
gonna,
at
like,
most.
done and done already.
What do you got for us?
When we meet up, I'll tell y'all what we found out. But be careful.
We'll
We
do.
will.
Night is dark and full of terrors.
It's true.
And exploding cats.
Also true.
You guys be careful.
Oh yes, update on that as well. But yeah, we'll convene back, say, dusk.
Dusk. Okay. I'll relay that to the.
As I like look at Renan like, right? Sounds okay.
Most of us might be playing a show by then.
Yeah, so that we'll meet back at dusk at the Shark's Tooth.
Alrighty. So, Renan and Kindred, what are you guys doing next?
I'd like to go look for more shops with interesting trinkets.
Any particular kind of interesting trinkets?
Jewelry, weapons, interesting stuff.
Good to know. So while you guys leave Palmyra's,
I'm gonna run back in with her for real quick, but to add in to Renan's, I'd like to look for like stationery, like inks, like
Okay.
you know, like that Hallmark store engravings and everything.
right.
Fancy, pinky up,
Got it.
that sort of place.
Makes sense. All right.
I just want to
So
like run back in, and I want to like yell because she said, "Holler if you need me." Just be like, "Hey!"
she's right there. Oh, you hear it from the back. Like definitely startled her a little bit. She comes around the corner.
Breaking China.
It's like, yes, dear. Are you all right?
You said to yell if I needed you.
Oh, cheeky.
But for real. Anyway, I have a question for you.
Of course, dear. Very serious. What would you like?
I would like a slut dress.
I'm sorry.
It's what we call them freakum dresses.
Is this a hobgoblin thing, dearie?
Yes. For my hot
Renan's
body.
just sitting there next to the door.
Going, oh my god. Well,
No,
is it a special occasion?
Yes.
Okay.
With a slit like all the way up to the thigh.
Mhm.
It's like, how low can you go from the top and how high can you go from the bottom?
That right there. Yes.
What, dearie? I didn't see anything.
No, but it's kind of want to be like, well, I'll tell you what. I just want to like give her dimensions and pretty much say what Soul said. I'll let you pick the colors and the fabric since you obviously have a flair for this sort of thing.
Sure. So, hold on. Let me get my measuring tape. So we're going to be doing. Oh my! And she just like starts wrapping it around.
2 feet by 3 feet.
All right. So,
Who's ordering Chick-fil-A?
dumb. He's like, no, not me. Definitely not me.
And on the first day of Pride Month, how shameful.
So as she starts taking a couple of quick measurements, and she learns of the extremes that you want your dress to reach and not reach. You can see her eyebrows go up, and just like, oh, okay, sure, oh, okay, sure, and just kind of, Well, I can't promise exactly that this will be done by tonight, but if I'm able to, I will make sure that I tell you what, because you're with that handsome boy over there. I will do what I can. So you
Thank
see
you.
the little cat. There's this cat that like jumps up on the counter, and it's the first time you've seen the fluffiness that is Cloris. And she's like, "Oh, Cloris, you good kitty. It sounds like we're going to have to call in the troops after all. So,
This cat is fluffy, like it.
like,
real.
it is just all fur. Like, if you grabbed it, your hands would probably disappear into its fluff. That is how far in.
Oh, it's a shag carpet, but a cat.
Yeah.
I actually want to like hold my hand out very
Threateningly.
Yes, I want to touch this cat. Like, I need to make sure it's like not an illusion.
Make a perception check for me.
Triggered.
Would be animal handling?
I mean, yes. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. Animal hand.
Oh,
Perceive the cat. before you
Perceive-
touch it.
Well, if you're
Schrodinger's
trying,
cat.
Is it even here? It's all fluff here.
Um,
Check its paws. Check its paws.
oh. I mean, 18.
18.
Mm,
You carefully extend your hand, and Cloris scoops forward. You can see the little nostrils just kind of open and close, and then her head goes down, like starts rubbing under your hand. She's a real cat.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna kind of like really like give her attention and try to like pull her little paw up and like, is it?
You pull up
Take a
the
look at
paw.
beans.
Look at the beans. As Cloris starts licking your hand,
Yeah, it's kid.
you see under all that fur 5 little beans.
Okay.
Well, yeah. I'm trying to count. 1, 2, 3.
Like 4 beans and a bigger one.
Yeah, I was like, is it 5? Yeah, that's 5.
Okay. Well, I see that you have your jobs and you gotta rally the troops, whatever that means. I'll leave you to your mysteries while you work on mine.
Of
I don't
course.
think there's any mystery left with that dress.
There won't be.
And I say to after having heard the comment on having to call in the cavalry,
Mhm.
I'll look up and say, and just remember, you've got a sizable bonus coming that can help you with making sure they want to help.
True, but I was trying to save that for Cloris. She deserves a good spa day. But I'll do what I can. Of course.
With that, I'll leave her be and stop bothering her.
All right. All right.
She's like, "Are you sure you don't want the light jacket to whatever?"
We'll give you a jacket just for free in case you get cold here.
Or a shawl to
The
kind of
draft
cover
that's
up
going to
the
come
bits.
through that dress.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So, what are you doing, Sander? I feel like you're like.
Are we walking to the docks?
This
Yeah.
is my whole house, by the way.
Welcome to MTV Cribs. No.
Perfect. All right. So, the 4 of you, Sonder, Aliquin, Sol, and Iskra, so you head over into the dock area and start asking around for a dock hand or the dock master by the name of Mai. Go ahead and make
Perception.
Oh, no.
Investigation.
Religion.
investigation.
Religion checks.
Yes, religion checks. We are here to see if you have been baptized in the name of our Lord.
Oh no! I failed.
see.
You got baptized in something else completely different.
Perception. Yeah. It's true.
Oh, perception. Okay.
22.
After I finish up with
7.
7.
Yeah.
All right.
Siobhan.
May I
I'm not
investigate
very
for her
sure.
instead?
I'm not very perceptive.
16.
21.
Nice. I will say between the three of you, you're able to find. You ask around the right people, and then Iskra, you do notice the, one of the offices, the dockmaster's office. There, harbor master. Thank you. I was like, that's not right. But you do see that one of them goes by the name of My Thistlebower.
With
Well, I think she probably works in there. I point at the sign.
the one that says my Thistlebower. Probably.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What does a thimble bopper mean?
Thistlebower.
I kind of like
Thistle
chuckle for a
bower.
second.
One that bows thistles. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's. Mm-hmm.
I walk in
Okay.
to the office.
And this small little cubicle of an office you now see from the inside that, for the most part, doesn't look like a complete disaster, but there is definitely an organized chaos to the boxes filled with parchments and scrolls. They're stacked in one corner, various packages of some sort, and there's a desk that sits there at the far corner or far end of the door of this room, and it is just littered with papers upon stacks of papers. And you see a very, I guess, kind of almost like a high and tight shave to her head, but this human woman that is there and like scribing things down. She doesn't look like any of the members of the band that you had seen from the night before.
Manager.
Hey. I knock on like the wall as we're coming in.
Hello? Can I help you?
We were looking for Mai. She's part of the band that played at the Jagged Chartreuse last night.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, I'm, part of the band, but wasn't there last night. I got a little tied up with a bunch of the work that I got clearly everywhere in front of me. How can I help you?
Well, we liked what your band did, and we played last night too. We were thinking.
Oh, I do remember hearing something about there being a little friendly competition from last night. Coming in, swinging in after we left.
Right, since we haven't introduced ourselves, I figured we'd do that and see if maybe we wanted to do something together tonight, since we'll be there again. I guess you guys will be too.
It's usually a standing gig, if you will. You, and she kind of points at Sonder and Alequin, who are kind of, I guess, standing there in the doorway as well. Like, oh, all of you, and she kind of leans her head over and sees that there is a bigger person that is standing out there in the hallway as well, or in the doorway as well. It's like, or all the pan flutes.
Right.
And Ghostmare.
The soul of our band.
Yeah, this here's Jack's Dragonheart. I point at Sonder, and that's Colin. I point at Soul.
Colin, yes.
And this here is I like look at Aliquin like, come up with a name for yourself. Like,
Leather Buster.
She
What?
kinda, she just goes, Well,
Well,
yeah, he's our manager.
Yeah.
So does vocals sometimes.
Yeah.
Soul's gonna excuse himself from the room and go back outside.
I'm Colin. Oh, I could be Colin if you want. No.
Okay, so as you you kind of, there's like this brief moment of her just kind of like looking at you guys. So you want to play with the boys tonight then?
Right. We were thinking about dramatizing the little feud that we had last night. Maybe bringing in a bigger crowd.
I mean, from what I heard, you weren't bad, but kind of a different style than what we normally have going on.
You
I'll
know,
talk-
locals versus weird outsiders.
Yeah. We could sway and have you guys win.
I mean, it's not really a competition, but sure. I don't see why we couldn't,
Of course.
help out the little man.
Yeah. Well, if you're interested, we can make flyers and put them out around town.
Listen, I don't know where you're from. I only barely know how you sound from the sound that I've heard from the boys. So, I don't think flyers are quite necessary for a one-time thing. But, I mean, if that's what you wish to spend your time with doing in the evening, then I'm all here for whatever you do from wherever you're from. I will say, we do take our jobs rather seriously, and our gigs even more so. So, if you do intend to try and play with us, I suggest you come to some sort of rehearsal so we know what it is we're doing. Otherwise, we just sound like yowling grimishkis in the middle of the street.
Right, those things are terrible, we've heard.
Yes. Well, she kind of like stops for a second and like, okay. In any case, so if you do intend to want to come and play with us, I'm going to write down this address, and she starts writing
She
down.
said Grimishkis, guys. The cats.
You think that's what they are?
I
Should we
think
ask
so.
them about it?
Maybe we can weasel our way into that.
She starts,
You want
she
me
starts
to
writing
turn
down.
into a weasel.
She starts writing down an address. This is where we play. It's an abandoned warehouse not far from here.
Mm.
This is where we do our practice. You show up there. We see how good you sound. We see if we want to be able to play with you. And we'll take it from there.
So it doesn't have to be today.
Are you planning on staying longer?
Probably for the week.
Interesting. Well, if Nikki doesn't mind, then, as I said, I would rather see what we sound like and see if we can come to some sort of harmonic convergence.
Yes, I like that. Harmonic convergence. I think it can be possible. We are all aspiring musicians who can feed off of each other's rhythm and emotion.
She kind of looks over to Aliquin.
Outside of this kind of job, you know how this is.
For being a manager, you sure don't speak much.
Well, I'm very confident in my vocalists, my drummers, and my dulcimers. They are able to speak with them for themselves.
Thank you.
She kind of narrows her eyes
Thank
a
you,
little
Leather.
bit at you, and it's like, well, I've got plenty more work to do if I intend on coming in tonight. So, have a good day.
Indeed.
What are the names of your bandmates? In case we run into them.
You won't. We'll see you at practice.
Okay. At the warehouse.
Yes, at the warehouse.
Have a good rest of the day. And thank you for considering.
Of course. She kind of does it. Like, her face is just very, like, blank.
Hands over to a montage of us wiping out all the band members.
No.
Just one by one assassinates the band.
Yes.
Jesus.
They could not play today.
Oh, no. All right, so as you guys head back out, what are you guys doing?
She was a little apprehensive.
I mean, regardless of us playing with them, we were still going to play by ourselves. So,
Right.
I mean, it was just going to be like a fun thing that we were just going to do with each other. But, them with us would have been funner. But how are we feeling about doing stuff later with the tower?
Yeah, we do need to fit in time for that.
Yeah, I mean, if it was even an option, I mean, we have to at least like grab a plan to do that. We can't
Right.
just go blazing out and
I
Let's
mean,
meet them at the Oh, sorry.
that's what I did with Gabriel, honestly. I just kind of winged it. That's how I do things in the past. Seems to work out.
So far, yes. Like what information do we want to grab? How far are we willing to take it? Are we willing to sacrifice the safety of ourselves and the town around us? Stealth mission or a full out explosion mission? And are we going to be back in time to actually sing? Because I did write things down for my song, so.
I mean, today I was just planning on knocking on the door.
Oh, well, I had a completely different, that works too.
We'll knock on the door.
He's that little scene of like Arnold Schwarzenegger like smearing like black makeup on and getting ready for Rambo-ness, even though that's Sylvester Stallone, but you know what I mean.
Terminator.
Yeah. Alcuin was getting ready to like storm the castle.
Do-do-do-do.
All right.
Oh, why did we have to lie about our names?
Because Jax sounds like a cool name. What was the last name? I forgot my last name.
Dragonheart?
It was Dragon. Okay, that'll be easy to remember.
And Leatherbuster sounds awesome. So
Yeah.
I love that.
Colin?
Are we changing our names now? Or
No, we're still suddenly ghosts. That's never going to change.
but I have to call you different names now.
Oh, that's just our, our specific names other than just our band name. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
The last band that I was in, they called me the vegan.
I
So
can
was
see
the
that.
only one that didn't eat meat, and they bugged me about it. But it all was very warm eventually, and just became my little pet name. So
Most of us used our real names with Amaranth,
Nikki.
so just trying to be a little more safe.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Now
that's true.
that makes sense. Okay. So I am Colin. Call?
You can pronounce that however you like.
It is not colon.
Whatever you pronounce it like. It's not that one.
Jax. Dragonheart.
So what time of day is it, by the way?
By this point, it's like just around noon.
Noonish? Okay. So, just as like a ball pitch of an idea, do you guys want to practice for a little bit wait for the sun to go down. Do we want to go explore the tower before or after our entourage of music?
I don't know how long whatever is going to happen at the watch is going to take. So I say we go to the warehouse first.
Their warehouse, they're not going to be practicing until the early afternoon. So you have a few hours until that time.
It should be okay then. Yeah, let's go knock on some doors and return some helmets.
Okay.
Are we all wanting to do that?
Now, there's also the Temple of Saloon.
Mhm.
What are you guys wanting to do?
You want to split the party?
No.
Not again.
Well, let's
Into
go
three
visit the
separate
Temple
pieces?
of Saloon. Together, we go visit the temple. And then me and Iskra can go to the tower.
I kind of like elbow Iskra. Like we're sticking together.
Yeah, we can all go.
Yeah.
All right. So where are you going first?
The temple.
Temple.
Is everyone in favor?
I'm fine
The
with it.
temple sounds safer.
All right. So you guys head. Go ahead.
Well, we should message Kindred and Renan where we're going at least.
If we're close enough.
Yeah.
Okay. I just look at you expectantly.
Kindred, Renan, are you there?
I just kind of look at Kindred like, do we respond?
We're gonna go blow shit up. So if you're near us, then
I'm sorry. The number you have dialed has been disconnected.
God damn.
he said
We're
he said he's on his way. So let's go.
We're out doing hot girl shit right now.
I can't talk right now.
Real hot girl shit.
Oh no.
Literally, yeah.
Okay. So, in all seriousness, what are you guys saying?
I just leave it at that. Like, they do them, we'll do us.
All right.
We talked to the lady that runs the band.
Oh, what? The lady.
The lady.
That's my accent.
Lady.
The lady.
I don't know if maybe it just kind of like had a weird influx or something, but yeah, okay. I just like kind of let y'all ramble. I'm like looking at Renan like,
All right, so we're going
Does
to
that-
do that, and then we're supposed to meet them at some kind of warehouse to practice and see if we are good enough. But we're going to stop at the Temple of Saloon.
so we're gonna meet up later to kill them off?
Mm,
If they piss
No.
us off, yes.
May was
That's fine.
a little
Rude.
skittish. I don't know. Something was off about her, but
I just kind
regardless,
of look
should
at
be
Renan
fine.
like, I wonder what it was.
I
But,
was polite this time.
We still will see
Oh, no, I
you
didn't say
later
that. I just
tonight.
like look at him like, I wonder why they were skittish when killing.
And I just kind of sit there once again with my hand like, oh. 436 years and I've never had so many fucking headaches.
And now you have a raccoon.
Why do I feel like the raccoon's gonna be the more stable part of the group?
He's gonna be like your emotional support buddy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the.
Raccoon's gonna turn into a smoker.
I
Oh,
can
no.
feel your pain.
All right.
Uh,
So, the four of you are headed to the Temple Saloon first, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then you two are still hunting for knickknack shops. Yes?
Yes.
Cool.
Oh. Treating ourselves, self-care. Got to take care of us first.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
got to do the hot girl shit.
Make,
Wait, you'll
Yeah,
Said it.
true.
make a perception check for me.
Where did I
With montage advantage, because, real busy.
No.
You work
Well-
on commission, right? No.
Oh, no.
Is it
Um,
perception?
Yes. Kind of keeping an eye out for these shops.
27. Wait
18.
until we get into combat. That's when I'm going to start rolling crap again. But,
In the meantime, you find yourself, you find a couple of the shops. You do find a shop that does, that works in printing of books. And so they do have paper and inks that you would require that can be used for magical purposes, even though by outside standards, it is a print shop.
it is a what?
Print shop.
Shop.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, intimate engravings, those little angel figurines and shit.
Mhm.
Printalazium.
Yes.
But not like when you said you wanted permanent effects. This kind of like point to like the rare fancy inks and shit. This would be the stuff to get to make it really soak in.
All right. I approach the shopkeeper.
Okay. And so you're wanting to get just some high quality inks, right? All right. So we'll
My
say,
understanding is you want it for like enchanting something, right?
Yes.
all right. So, for the inks itself, we'll say it'd be about like 10 gold for the inks and the paper of the high quality stuff.
All right. I will get it.
Alrighty. Continuing along your walk, you do find a couple other shops. As far as like weapon stores, they don't really find any. You can find some like travel gear that seems to carry some supplies as far as those who are trying to travel through the countryside or whatever. So it's more like basics as far as like leather armors and the weapon wise, they have a couple of like crossbows and bows of the long and short variety. But for like steel weapons, they don't really carry a whole lot of. They have like very basic stuff.
And then for me, I would have just wanted to get like 10 gold worth of like paper and inks, like as well, like normal stuff
Alright.
too.
Alright.
And then you said kind of like normal supplies we come across.
Yeah, even basic general store, adventuring goods kind of thing.
Can I just get like 5 gold worth of like really soft, squishy like pillows and blankets to throw on the back of the carriage to make it real comfy?
Sure.
That'd be a lot, right? For like as big as it is, it's gonna be like
Yeah, you could definitely
hip-hop
find
fabrics fucking galore.
Yes, you can
Okay.
turn it into Tu Wang Fu. Thanks for everything.
Yes,
like
thank
think
you.
montage at the end where they just like throwing random ass like clothing and fabrics from who knows where.
Decorating.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
Mhm.
So I'm good. Like yeah. Oh, what a
Alright.
day.
Yeah, this will put you probably closer to the 3 in the afternoon sort of thing.
Okay.
So just do a late brunch.
And there's nothing that like alludes towards anything with magic.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Figured as much, but figured I'd ask.
But You're just wanting to put an enchantment on something, right?
And I just kind of tap the silver circlet on my head.
And you. Is it already enchanted? Like, is there anything on it? Magical? Can you
It's
go without
just
it?
from my home.
Can you go without it for a while?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we're good then.
Just need a scrunchie or something. We'll be good.
Wait. Let me get you this ladybug hair clip. No.
Lady.
Yes.
The ladybug brigade.
Oh my god. Okay, so that'll put you probably like towards the middle of the afternoon or so.
Okay.
Get all that stuff done.
Shall we go to the temple and see if we can find those other weirdos?
Certainly, if we can't, we just return to the Jagged Shark's tooth, I suppose.
Alrighty. So, the four of you, as you are headed your way to the southern parts of the city and to the temple districts where the fancier buildings are, go ahead and make a perception check for me as you go along.
Okay.
Now, at least Sonder and Sol and I have seen this before while we were on the exterior of the cart.
Mm-hmm.
So 8.
So you know the direction that you are going. 8, you are doing so good tonight.
And no, that's the highest perception I've gotten in a while.
Soul
15.
doesn't remember shit. I rolled a 1.
16.
Nice.
I
Carry
mean,
us, Iskra.
it's not so much that you have to remember where you're going. That's pretty easy to find because it's pretty visible. It's more of just the paying attention to your surroundings and what you notice kind of thing along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
I will say that definitely Soul is taken in with the sights, but definitely in that way of like tourists from the country in the middle of Times Square kind of way, where it's just like completely oblivious to everything that's around them because they're looking at everything but see nothing kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Trying real hard not to accept any bracelets from people on the street, just like here.
Yeah. Alequin, as you're doing this traveling.
Aloha. No.
Oh,
You want to buy a sundial?
Oh no.
That's funny. Quick story.
Oh,
There's
sorry.
this bar that we used to go to all the time in my hometown, and there was this lady that would walk around with these fake roses, and she would come up to you and go like, "You want to buy a rose?"
She smokes out of her stoma.
No.
Uma.
All right.
Yes, no.
Alequin, as you are walking with Sonder and Iskra and Sol as you are going through, there are aspects of this town that strike you as familiar in a reminds you of home kind of way. Not so much like you've been here, but the smell of the ocean so close, the fisherman's village kind of vibe to the harbor area brings back a lot of nostalgia, and with it a lot of conflicted thoughts about home and the home life of that you grew up in. Your mother, your father when he was around, and then the absence thereof. The almost somberness of those thoughts keep being brought up and out of the darkness when, you know, a laugh from Iskra from something ridiculous that Sonder has said. Soul, you know, pointing out something that's, you know, you very much like those friend and family moments of the group you're with kind of bring you out a little bit from that weird spot where your memories are when it comes to your family and things. And it's a weird like back and forth between comforting and kind of this weird, like, just sadness that kind of comes with the longing of the past. But you're comfortable and happy with the people that are around you at the same time. Before you know it, you've started trudging up this hillside, and here in the back of the city, you can further away from the harbors, the houses grow nicer, the roads grow more well taken care of. There are small little patches of gardens and nicer things than closer to the harbor. You still occasionally pass members of the Watch. You still occasionally pass members of the Algoran's military forces. The two never seem to be completely together. They kind of just seem to be walking separately. And it's not like there's a patrol per se, but they're easy to spot, and they seem to be moving about with a purpose more so than just kind of like strolling. They seem to just be going about their business, just as you guys are going about your business. Reaching the temple districts of the city of Veltalar, you get to the large wall that kind of surrounds the temple district and the castle. Within, you can see now the giant spire that is the center of this watch, this watch's tower. Passing through the gate, it's guarded, but there's nobody that's like barring entry or checking anybody as they can. But you can see that there is a watchful eye that goes from one to another. As you guys are moving into this fancier district, and the people change. There's definitely a noble class here. There's definitely a richer class. And they kind of stick to this well-manicured gardens that surround these temples and this large, massive shape that is this watchtower. And now seeing it from up close, you realize how massive indeed it is. It is scale-wise a monolith of a tower that stretches seemingly impossibly high into the sky. And you realize that from the distance of the harbor to here, it kind of had given it a little, there wasn't as much of that perspective as there was now that you are up close. But you see there, a couple of blocks away from this tower, the cathedral-like building that is the Temple of Saloon here. It's made from this like pale marbled stone that just curves in these elegant crescent-like shapes. It's quiet here. There's not a lot of people, I would say, that are in this area. But you know, it's not completely barren or empty of people. It's just not as busy or as bustling as the lower sections of the town. What are you guys doing?
Just look up at the big tower as we go past it now and take in the sights, not really saying much as we get close to the temple.
Okay. There's a small little water feature as like this water kind of comes out from the temple itself and kind of cascades down a closed off section of steps that meets at the bottom in two separate little pools. You can see on the inside that they are covered in some sort of silver beaten metal that kind of almost looks like from the top like the surface of the moon. You can imagine how it would reflect the moon's light when the moonlight is at its fullest. Guys ascend the steps and into the open doors of this cathedral.
Lil would love this.
Someone peeing?
That was almost done. Sorry.
You're
Continue.
peeing in the water feature.
I mean, I thought this was just Never mind. Yeah.
All right. So now entering into this large open space, you can see that there is a giant statue to the Silvered Lady. This kind of sets there in the back with this large metallic crescent shaped of a moon that kind of comes up behind her, and in the center of that hangs a it's like a crescent shape of metal, but it's a completely circle. And in the center of that circle, it has like the little fabric that kind of hangs down like a tapestry that has the eyes with the little stars. There you go.
Salutations. Galia's Grim.
I just shift a little awkwardly, just stand casually looking at it.
It kind of does remind you of some of the Orzhov temples. Different in nature, obviously different in style, but that same grandiose feeling is almost universal when it comes to these kind of buildings.
Hmm.
An older woman comes from around the corner. Oh, hello. Come to for services, or how can I help you? She comes over to you guys.
I'm gonna let someone else do the talking here, I think. And then I say, I'm not really comfortable around deities. It feels like they always want something. At least
Yes, they do.
a voice in your head laughs.
Oh, shit. Ooh.
Do all
Renan just feels like a minorly frustrated shift in the wind, like, shit.
of all of you guys have spoken with gods, deities?
I do.
Don't do it. It's a trap.
I
It
cussed
was
one
a,
out once.
You see
My god is good.
you see the lady kind of looks at the four of you who are like silently not like saying anything to her. She's just kind of like,
But our
Sorry.
facial expressions are changing each time.
yeah,
but like,
yeah.
Sorry, we are praying to
Oh.
Salon. Yes, we are here for services.
Anything in particular that you are here for? I mean,
We would like to see the inside of the temple, the grandiose beauty of.
she gestures around you at the inside of the temple that you are currently standing in. She's like, well,
Right, we want
you're
to
in it.
explore a little bit and take in the beauty that is a temple for Lady Salon.
Kind of squints her eyes at you a little bit. Like, I'm assuming you all are not from the city. Passing through, perhaps?
Yes.
Hmm. And how may her lady...
Sorry.
Oh, good.
Why is everybody psychic? They know that we are not from here.
She's like,
we just give off that vibe.
there's not many in the city who come within the cathedral's halls.
We simply have a friend that has passed who was very close to this religion. We want to pay our respects as well.
Well, I can offer a prayer in your friend's name.
Thank you.
Let their souls be guided in the eternal peace of the watchful mother. What
Eternal
was
peace or guidance. Guidance in the afterlife, I suppose.
I'm assuming this person was of noble nature.
Yes.
Mm. Alec was like in the background. Well, if there is anything aside from the prayer that I may offer you, my name is Alana.
I am Jax Dragonheart.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Dragonheart.
Pleasure as well. And this is my band of traveling musicians.
Oh,
A
musicians.
band, if you will.
You know, I 100% expected to hear, this is my band of brain damaged servants.
Well, what
Do
kind of
you-
music do you play?
Ethereal.
That sounds nice and yet ominous somehow.
hmm It's gorgeous. You should
Is-
listen sometime. At
is
the jagged shark's tooth.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh, I see.
We have a
What
gig.
a quaint little dive bar. Well, if I happen to find myself on the harbor side of town, perhaps I shall go and take it a look. Or listen. Give it a listen. That's what I meant to say.
You might like it. The water reflects, the moonlight and the starlight quite beautifully down there.
Some people have seen this stage, so maybe you will see it.
Perhaps I shall.
Honestly, I think, this part of town should give that part of town a chance.
Oh, that part of town is relatively new still. We're learning to adapt.
The harbor.
The harbor was a little closer to the temple district not too long ago.
I do have a question about this town.
Of course. How may I help?
Can I do an insight check on her? Like, the fortitude of her, like,
Character?
her character, her trustfulness, I guess.
Sure.
You know, an insight check.
You know, as an insight check would do.
With her virginal essence still intact.
She's lying.
No, I got an 11.
11. I mean, you've met priests and priestesses before. I mean, they're generally not too hard to read, and she doesn't seem like she is trying to hide anything.
Mm-hmm.
Since Iskra tends to be incredulous of clergy, I would
Mhm.
like to roll an insight check too.
Sure, of course.
I would like to roll my dice all the way off the table and away forever. So I'll roll another one.
Uh-oh,
I mean,
salute.
she's only met one deity.
Right. That dice said, keep me out of your religion.
Yeah.
Nah, don't do it. It's a trap, fool.
12.
12.
Like I said.
I mean, you did better.
Yeah.
We
She doesn't give you the vibe that the Orzhov do. The Orzhov have very much the vibe of like predatory loan sharks.
George Claude Frollo.
This gives you, there is a sereneness to her that reminds you almost of the Sisterhood of Demos, in that they are very,
Chris.
there is a poise to them, and that's what kind of there's that familiarity there of like poise and reverence and an assurity, an authenticity, if you will, I guess, that is there, that has been present with these people and the Sisterhood, that has not been, that you notice is different from your experiences with the Orzhov back in Ravnica. Also, hello to those that just came in. Welcome. Thank you for coming in and saying hello, fellow
Yeah,
D&D
please-
streamers.
Please enjoy walking around the town with us.
We are not lost.
Definitely not lost.
No.
But go on, Sandra, what were you gonna say?
We, at night, at the tavern we are staying at, and a couple of times in the nighttime, there is a yowling that we all hear.
A yowling?
Sounds like a cat, but not a cat. I don't know how to describe it. Would you know what that is? Being priestesses of the night.
She kind of looks you
Sounds
over.
like you're accusing him of being a whore.
The
She look-
moon.
She looks you over carefully and looks over at each of you. I sense that there is more to you than meets the eye. And that being said, something is giving me the feeling that I may trust you. Especially with this talk of a lost soul of your past friend. I saw something recently in a dream. Why don't you come with me? I assure you you're completely safe, and you have nothing to fear of the watch.
Do you guys want to go with her?
He seems nice. I think we should.
With who? Where y'all at? Who are you talking to?
Oh, we're not attacking at you. It's just the
You did the
immediate
thing.
area. Just the
You did the
immediate
thing.
area.
Did the thing. You guys are still shopping technically, because this was earlier.
I mean, I'm okay with going. Just like we're just gonna err with caution, but
Right.
sure.
Okay. We trust you to.
Come with me. She kind of like.
A vision? How curious.
She
A
shuffles.
voice in your head says.
Why do you torment me so?
As you go and follow her, she leads you to a small little side room. It's like a little prayer room or something. There is almost like a lounge, but there is a smaller like effigy to salute inside. So as the four of you enter, and she closes the door softly behind her.
Oh, to the effigy for a moment.
I had a vision that there would be friends of the moon who would come and visit soon. I saw that within this dream, there were some of you who are seeking answers to questions. Now you come and ask me of the yowling cats. You come with a specificness looking for, I don't know if it's guidance. I don't know if you are looking for something in specific, but you are definitely all searching for something. I cannot help but be curious myself. These are the friends of the moon with which I had been told would arrive. You speak of these cats. These cats act as beacons of sorts. The watch used them to employ to keep an eye on the city. They are relatively harmless as long as you don't go and disturb them.
I knew it.
But
It too straight up Iskra. I told you.
But be that as it may, you being new in town,
I glance at him.
I suggest that you don't stay too long in town unless you need to. The watch is as I said. You have nothing to fear from them here. They will not trespass on holy grounds. They have a respect and reverence for deities, although pious as they might be. And they are not wanton kidnappers. They will not take you in the night. But, that being said, if they deem you a threat to the peace within the city or to the country, That is another matter altogether.
So could I do magic in here?
If you wish. Magic is not forbidden inside the city, nor is it forbidden inside the country. But if, as I said, they deem you a threat to the security of this city,
Mhm.
or to themselves, that is another matter altogether. You will be watched. Curiously at first, with more intent the more that they realize that you are more than you say you are. What was your
Is it
That's
friend?
assuming quite a lot.
Is it obvious?
Well, let us just say that there aren't many Genasi who still walk along the halls or walk along the streets.
They've
Here
been
in-
taken.
Most stay away.
The forest.
The forest is something else altogether.
This place confuses me greatly.
And that is the unfortunate truth of Algarond. They do not wish to become an annex of Thay,
Hmm.
but in doing so, have taken measures to assure that Thay will be kept at bay, giving them what they need in the efforts to keep the peace.
Thank you for helping us. We're in desperate need of guidance,
Allies.
honestly.
She kind of just sighs. Well, if you're in need of refuge, you know where you can find it.
Okay.
But as friends of those who serve the moon, be cautious.
The prayer, the blessing you are going to give him, it is needed. There is more than meets the eye in his situation.
That is true in many situations. But perhaps more especially in this one. I sense that there are dire circumstances surrounding the disappearance of your friend.
Oh, she's good.
She's got it now.
I think she is psychic.
She might
You
be.
got it.
Do you think she can hear our conversations?
I don't know. I'm kind of like, iffy about this. So magic can be used as long as it's like not disruptive of the peace.
I suppose so.
Magic can be used, but know that it will put a
Marker.
of sorts on
She
you.
can hear our despised murmurs. Run. Oh God.
Oh wait, no, were you saying that out loud?
Power.
In despised
Oh,
murmur,
you
I'm
were.
sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
it sounded like-
I didn't see. Yeah, I didn't see that, so that's why I said.
She can hear our thoughts. Run.
She's that good.
Are there others in this town who do not like the Thay?
I would say there is little love for Thay anywhere in this city or this
Hmm.
country.
That wasn't Spice Bomber too.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
I was
Oh,
like,
God,
listen,
I'm
you
like,
guys.
what? Yeah.
That's why I usually
That's-
do this whenever
yeah,
I'm using
yeah.
it.
I'm
Like
just messing with Aaron.
Professor X BS, but still.
What is
Okay.
the deal with the white sheeted monks?
The Lockfists.
That's the
They are members of the Watch. They are particularly potent and quick. Do remember the Watch was formed primarily to aid in the subjugation of those who would bring magic to bear in harmful ways. According to the Watch, harmful ways. Many a native Algorandinian has fallen and been carted away.
When we first arrived, somebody told me that the symbol, your previous ruler, was replaced. Was that because of this alliance? Is there anyone still loyal to them?
Loyalties to the old ways, far and few between, I'm afraid. We once had a great loyalty with the Fae and the ones there at the edges of the Yorwood. Those who live there within the villages and helms. But once they came into power and made their conquest known across Faerun, it wasn't long until the Watch emerged for the protection of Algorand, and those villages and helms vanished.
It makes more sense. The town that we passed on the way here. What would you say if one of those creatures had an encounter with us?
Which creatures? Cats?
The Yellers.
Gelmishki.
The Grumishki?
Yes. I would say keep your distance. Avoid using magic around it. Whatever you do, try to keep it from dying, I suppose.
It's a little late for that.
Is that so? She kind of has like this little bit of a smirk.
CCC is telling us.
I have only seen you for but a moment, and
CCC
already
is
I can
telling
tell
us
you that
um,
you want me to mute?
they
I've only
What
met
am
you.
I hearing of those voices again.
The voices in my head.
At first,
I've
I'm
al-
sitting here, I'm like looking through the tabs. I'm like, where is it coming from?
What porn do I
Okay,
have open?
it's gone.
Exactly.
Right, I've been looking in the reflection of the TV to see the movement in the screen.
I've only met you but for a moment, and I can tell that you are probably more trouble than you are worth, but in a good way.
It's a good way.
There is a level of earnestness to you four, particularly to you. She looks over to Iskra.
Really?
However long you decide to stay here in the city, whatever you decide to do, try and keep your head on your shoulders. Keep your eyes open. Perhaps you can bring some much needed change. Now, I have a prayer I must say. And I am sure you did not come to spend your entire afternoon talking to a old lady of the faith.
No, but it was a lot more helpful than I expected.
It was nice. Good to meet someone who I know that we can trust. You're the first here.
There are
I
many.
am glad for that too. And my name is Sol, although sometimes they call me Colin, but it is Sol.
My name is not Drax. It's Sander.
It is a pleasure meeting you both.
Iskra
Yes,
kind of looks
well.
sideways.
It is all right. Some secrets are best kept. They reveal themselves in due time, when it is earned. Now, as I said, if you need anything, this is my home, and you are welcome in it.
Are there other priestesses?
Priests and priestesses here, yes. But I am head priestess. So, my word goes. She kind of smiles a little bit. Now, as I said, I have a feeling you have things you must do in this city. And I won't be the one to keep you from them. I wish you the best. And the eyes of the mother are upon you. She will guide you. All of you. She looks over at Aliquin. And just kind of smiles a little. Okay. Go. Go on. Go.
Can we donate before we go?
She starts,
What are they about to be like? Yeah.
she starts throwing stuff.
If you wish, donations are purely voluntary.
I'll put 10 gold in.
Damn.
Which is appreciated.
Hmm.
Just turns
People like you are
and
appreciated.
opens the door. The timing on that was insane. Ding dong. Oh, there goes the door. The dog starts barking.
And we're leaving.
Perfection. Perfection.
I will kind of hesitate a little, but then throw a few coins in too.
She
She didn't literally mean change, right? No.
she comes over to you, Iskra, and like reaches out for your hand.
I hand it over.
She kind of like just cups it in hers. She goes, "You are not the first to have walked inside these halls, not sure of what you would find. Nor will you be the last. I have a sense that you come from very far. You do not have to tell me if I am right. I am not trying to divine your future. But know that faith in this world goes a long way. And I am sorry that you have been hurt by those who would have taken that faith and taken advantage of earnestness that I see in your eyes. You wish to do good, not only to your friends who are around you, but to others who are in need. I sense that much for sure about you. Use that as your guiding post. And the rest falls in line." And she kind of reaches up a hand and like caresses your cheek just a little bit in a very like maternal kind of way. You're a brave soul. And your friends rely on that. Do not be afraid. And she kinda
Iskra, who usually has something to say, does not have anything to say.
She steps back and like opens the door a little bit more for the rest of you to walk out.
Give a playful punch on the shoulder to Iskra.
He crits. No.
No!
Iskra explodes and turns into a bunch of smaller Iskras.
Why, Bahamut? Why?
Why have I been given this power?
I take Iskra's arm, and as we all leave, I try to make eye contact with the lady as we all walk out.
She catches eye contact with you and smiles.
Nope.
That's
And we're leaving.
I liked her. It was nice to be able to talk to someone who we didn't have to make lies to.
And pretend to. So magic is not banned as long as magic isn't threatening to the watch in the city and the government, I suppose.
I guess like small things like prestidigitation and maybe lighting candles. I don't know.
But where is the line?
Small things lead to bigger things.
Power.
I don't know if I would push our luck too much.
Mhm. Good thing none of the musicians know thaumaturgy.
That we know of.
Cheat!
Speaking of those musicians, I look up at the sky. What time of day is it?
Yeah.
It's probably about like 2-ish.
We're
Probably-
late.
No, you're getting probably
Yeah.
pretty close. As you guys are walking down the stairs, though, of the cathedral, you see a familiar hobgoblin and friend approaching from across like the plaza.
Acknowledge them.
Yeah.
I'm so busy shopping. No.
I don't know them.
Oh my god, look the other way.
Their backs.
It's like, Renard, don't look. Keep walking.
This is embarrassing.
I know these people. Stop looking at them.
All right, so you guys meet up.
So Soul is there. Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna run up to Soul, like after noticing him coming out of the building. I'm just gonna run up to Soul and went, "I found you a friend."
Oh gosh.
That's like the scariest Renan
I
thing
need
I've
to
ever
show
seen.
some noises in this kennel.
Oh.
Soul looks around at everyone else. I didn't know that we are missing a friend aside from Galileo.
No, a new one. And I hand him the crate.
In this large wooden and iron crate is a raccoon. It's like is like kind of being jostled around, and as soon as you pick it up, it like puts its hands on the bars and sticks its nose out the little thing. It's like
Oh, hello there, little cute one. Poop, 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 poop.
Hey,
it, like
Soul.
when you put your big sausagey finger close to it, it pulls back. It doesn't make any like sort of angry noises. It just kind of
Scared
pulls
or
back.
angry,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like
Mhm.
Petrified.
Hey, look, Soul. That one has fingers too.
Yeah, they do.
Destroy it!
Does
Destroy it
not
immediately.
anything
But it pulls it off well.
natural.
It's not like a
Is
cat that
there-
just pulls out like a palm and be like,
Yeah.
Throw it on the ground and stomp on the cage.
God. He pulls us under. Ah.
Oh,
Um,
son.
what is your name?
well, the
Holding the
shopkeeper
crate up.
called him Chuggy,
Doug.
but you've got the ability to actually ask him, I suppose.
You can't see it on the screen, but going like that to it on.
Oh, to Renan?
Mhm.
Oh, so you were asking the animal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So, are you casting anything in particular, or just?
I don't think I have to cast it. It's just speech to the woods. I
Each of
don't
the
think I have
woods?
to
Okay.
cast anything.
If I notice he's specifically talking to the raccoon, I'm gonna wait a half a second. And I'm just gonna Point at him under my cloak.
Okay.
My name's your mother.
Nice.
It's oddly timed, but the raccoon just kind of stares at you.
Oh no.
Can I do a insight roll to see if I knew better that was not the raccoon who told me that?
Sure.
Pretty sure I passed, but hold on, I have to do math. 26.
Nice.
Not to mention, you know that Kindred does this every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Kindred does this every now and a while.
It's funny
Shenanigans.
though.
I
Gotta
also,
keep you on your toes.
you also know that what Kindred's voice sounds like. You know, with the message. So the fact that the raccoon sounds strangely like Kindred is highly
Yum.
suspicious.
Yep.
Your mother.
Yeah,
Super
mother.
sus.
What the hell?
Your mother.
I was looking so like it wasn't me that time.
Mom, how did you get in that cage?
Well,
Oh no! That's
Didn't
great.
think about that.
Oh.
So it didn't respond?
Mm-mm. Well,
No?
I mean, because you asked it, and let me double check something. Speech of the woods, right?
Speech of the wood.
Yes,
Speech of the wood.
Oops.
I thought that too, Slender.
Yeah.
Let me just double check to see what all is allowed and not allowed.
Sylvan beasts can understand your speech and the ability to decipher their motions and noises. They can
He
relay,
puts on an interpretive dance for you.
they can relay like
I'm your mother.
Right. So it
Well, Kimmy is
understands
trapped in the
you,
well. Oh no.
and like you get from it. Its name is something. It gives more of a visual representation of like a branch,
Oh.
particularly a
Like Pictionary.
the thinner
One word, one syllable.
thinner branch.
Thistle.
A switch?
Say nipple.
Michelle? Your name is Michelle.
But it conveys, because it conveys to you in its sounds. It's not like it has a speech per se, but it conveys to you just like a name of it would be like some part
Her
of a
name
branch,
is
but like a smaller branch.
Wanda.
Or what was the name that you called it, Renan, that the shop said?
Huggy.
Puggy?
Ju-
Huggy?
Juggy.
Chug as
Jug,
Chuggy.
as in a
Jug
jug.
like a-
Oh.
Jugggy.
I heard
Chuggy.
CH. My bad.
Yeah, how about
It's doing this.
How about Twiggy?
Ah. I like that.
Do you
What,
like
what
that
does
name?
it do?
Twiggy
No, my name is Stick.
becomes rabbit. It's like, "Ah!"
Not Twiggy!
My name is Oakenshield, you bastard.
Oh God. Who did we
All
just add to our party?
A rabid squirrel, a rabid raccoon, a crazy raccoon.
Rabbit squirrel.
And then you guys see that Kindred also has a crow within this cage.
Different cage.
Right, obviously, different cage.
I hope for the raccoons.
So what are you guys doing?
So are we heading in there or did y'all already?
I'm not done talking to Twiggy.
Okay.
I'm talking to the group. You go play with Twiggy.
What are you telling Twiggy?
Where are you from? Are you missing your family?
You get between all the chirps and the little trills that it makes as it like grabs onto the thing and starts looking at you again. You see that it has no family, as it was an orphaned cublet, whatever they're called.
Oh, okay. Well, you can stay with me if you like for a little bit.
Make an animal handling check.
Okay.
He just bolt.
Yep, I open the cage.
You open the cage?
They are kits.
Kits. Okay, I couldn't remember.
At a 12.
A 12?
Ooh.
It's apprehensive. It stays in the back of the cage.
And I
But
set
it
the
doesn't-
cage down on the
Try to
ground and I walk with the party.
Mhm.
So with the door open, so it can come if it wants.
All right. And as the rest of the group is all gathered together, what are you guys doing?
Yeah. So, like, did y'all talk to the lady, the temple
Priest.
people?
She was really cool. We have a place for refuge if we need.
I think she could read minds too.
Mhm. And she had the vision of
Cast
Galil.
non-detection again.
She had the vision of Galil. It seems.
Does she know where
That's-
he's at?
Nope.
That's certainly interesting.
Right.
But apparently magic isn't banned in the city. It's only as if it could be sought as threatening to the city or government. It's the only reason why the watch would be interested in those who use magic here.
So
But-
it's banned in the city.
Yeah, it's still
Well-
pretty much better if we don't attract
I mean,
their
it starts with a
attention.
cantrip, and then if they see you use it, they're gonna be like, "Well, if he knows this, what else does he know? Let's follow him."
Well,
One thing
Right.
leads to another.
yeah.
Then
Well,
suddenly
obviously, I
ghosts-
wouldn't explode the city with a fireball, sure, but
Well, as soon as you say that, I like look around like he didn't really say that, did he?
well, I mean, is there anybody around us? By the way, I didn't even
That's
like
what I'm
you
looking
my
for.
bluff.
Make perception checks.
There are 4 watch
member of the
members
watch.
standing
Just-
around us, 5
Right?
people from the party on every side.
They're just like, "Yep, that's
We're
what I
right
thought."
next to a table of them drinking tea, and they
Perception
look
check.
over.
A natural 20.
Hey,
Hey.
Looking
Good,
around-
I got a
Yes.
5.
Oh,
Feeding
yes,
the
no?
raccoon, by the way.
looking around this table, you do see that there are not anyone, any watch members close by. They are over by the watchtower, but that is like probably 3 or 4 blocks away. And they don't seem to be a lot of people in this area. As you get the feeling that this part of these temples that are close by,
No one's hip
Probably-
with Jesus.
there's a few people that kind of come by, but it doesn't seem like that a lot of people are visiting.
So obviously, I would never cast anything at all, but I would hate to live in a city like this.
It's like this one place I read about in a book called North Korea.
It's awful.
It really was. Like, had to do a book report on them and everything, like for college way back.
Yeah, it'd be like
I think
having a
up
big
couple
brother
centuries
that
now.
was always
Yeah.
watching over you.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
haircut and everything. It's awful.
Don't
It's
know
crazy.
what
They
any
had
of that
haircuts
is
like they had assigned haircuts like that too. And
But the sooner that we leave the city, the better. However, if there was any way that we could, I don't know. I just feel like I'm on a high horse about like helping people today. But like, if there's any way we can help people in the city who are magic casters to at least get out, would be nice.
I think that we might be causing more issues for them if we started acting out, because
We would merit
If-
their worries.
if we start doing something that might make them want to go and look for more, kind of like what happened with me and my village.
With all
Yeah.
the anti-magic talk in the party, I've gone over to the raccoon. I'm trying to feed the raccoon.
Raccoon is there in the back. It's just kind of like laying down, kind of staring outside. Doesn't
And
seem
I
to know
keep
what.
my animal handling of 18.
You can roll another one.
All right.
It
So-
doesn't seem to know what to do with its open door.
So what are our plans for later? Like, I know we're going to be singing with the group later, but what are we doing until then?
Well, we've been shopping all day, so I would like to, just get a bite to eat and rest my feet. And kind of, so yeah, as you notice, as I point to the raccoon and then like the crow, we ran into this guy at the bazaar. And is there like a table we can go sit down? I like look. Are there, like,
There's
public
like
benches or anything?
there is some benches that are in like a little manicured little park area that's not far off.
Can we go sit?
We
Yeah,
passed
would y'all
by this one
Yeah,
shawarma
absolutely.
place. You guys want to get shawarma?
Oh my god.
Actually, I'm down for whatever right now. That sounds good.
We
Right.
do.
Yeah, lunch
I'm
actually
feeling
is
really
probably a
good
good
right
idea.
now.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
I'll get us a table. I'll just wait till you.
Okay.
But let's not
I,
spend too much time though. Like we got,
Mhm.
things to do.
Mhm.
As we
Got a
start
21.
walking away, I speak out to the raccoon in the cage and tell him we're gonna go get food. Just FYI.
I suppose with the 21, then I'll look in there and like reach in, nod head, as if you want to come with. I got a 21. I
know.
don't know if I said that.
Yeah.
I think I did. My
You did.
brain's
You did. It's okay.
cool.
We got it. You got it now. 21. We got it. We got it.
Wait, you got a what?
A natural 21?
I don't know.
Just
No,
kidding.
I don't know why I said that.
Is that a thing?
As you gather, like, start to go off to this little cafe, Juggy cautiously,
Twiggy.
Twiggy cautiously starts stepping out of the cage towards you. He's like waddling his large self.
His chunky monkey self.
Yes. He's not terribly chunky monkey. He looks probably like middle aged. He doesn't look like he's still little, but he looks
Mid
not
monkey chunky.
mid monkey chunky.
He's just average as far as raccoons go.
right. Yeah, he's not
Mhm.
he's not old, he's definitely
It's
not hitched
regular
adult.
thick.
He's not hit adulthood yet, but he's still not. He's definitely grown. All right.
I just save us a
Just
spot at
starts-
this table.
You guys sit for a minute, recapping the story that you heard from the pet vendor, as it were, from good old Mr. Peddle. And it's interesting. The two tales of the watch seem at odds and yet similar enough. You definitely
I guess
get
it really
more.
depends on who you ask, what you get.
Mhm. There was definitely more of an air of caution and unspoken, like, secrecy that came from Alana, the priestess. But there was definitely more of not quite a reverence, but a loftier viewpoint from the pet salesman, who seemed to, really believe that they were keeping their city and the country safe, while the other ones seemed to like hint at something more sinister.
You know what this is? This is the product of good marketing.
Yeah, the shawarma is great. Oh, you were talking about something else.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So you guys,
But
While
So-
eating shawarma, I walk up to the strange man with a hammer and just like,
Ha ha.
I thought it was funny. Fuck it
Mhm.
off.
That's fine. I get it.
Soul's gonna go talk to the crow in the cage.
Okay.
He's like sitting on the table with us, and I'm like trying to feed him. Like I saw him eat a grape and my crackers. So I'm like trying different things, seeing what he likes. He, she.
Not sure.
So
So we'll find out.
Yeah.
Turns
Please.
out he only likes Triscuits, not the crap crackers you have.
Only the wheat crackers.
pardon me. Let me just go get some Triscuits.
All right. So, you, for sake of brevity, it is a female crow, and you get with its soft like noises that it makes. It's not loud, but it kind of just you get the images of like something shiny and feathers.
In regards to its name.
Hmm.
Okay. Shimmer.
Plume, maybe.
Whatever you guys decide is the nearest common translation for things that shine or shimmer and feathers. For also sake of brevity, because I really want to do this, we'll say that unless there is something specific you guys are wanting to talk about right now.
Yes. And then I lost it. So the priestess said last thing, like worst thing you could do is kill those cat things.
Yep.
But
At
Draws
least
attention.
with regards to them. I don't know if it's necessarily the worst thing to do. I mean,
I mean, it probably wasn't the best, and probably we stick out, so we probably already have like targets on our backs.
Mhm.
That being noted, I think perhaps we
Stay
should
here for the
still
night?
refrain from using magic.
Oh, of
Because
course.
if they're going to come looking for one of those creatures that was killed by what they can only assume as magic casters, and we are the only openly
However,
practicing magic casters.
I don't know that yet. And in our defense, I did send the remains hella far away. And a stroke of odd
Sure.
luck.
True enough.
I
I
should
don't
probably
know,
check
but-
on him and see if he's alive.
Alive. And odd note, how do you guys like the lyrics that I just went over?
Oh,
I really like this piece where you
Good.
connect.
Good, bad?
That-
I mean,
that
should I just
part.
like add something else to it, or
it's working. It'll come.
yeah?
You're better than I could do.
I would have to hear it being sung.
Okay, and I like scratch out things, like as like I'm hearing this. Okay.
Is that part of haiku?
Well, no, I mean like it was like I
That
was
was
trying.
interesting.
Oh, I was trying to rhyme, but I can't find anything to rhyme with that word. So I just kind of I just
What's
let
the
it
word?
go. You know what? You'll hear it whenever I sing it.
Is it spaghetti?
But
Welcome to D&D, where you come up with things that you haven't actually prepared and then have to avoid them
I think.
actively.
Sure. All right. So, did you guys finish up dinner or lunch?
late lunch.
Late lunch. You guys meet up with the other
Later.
band. I want the four of you to make performance checks for me.
Oh shit, we're doing this.
okay,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
all right, let's go.
Okay.
Go to the warehouse.
You just go
Wait.
just to,
guys
performance
got
checks.
this.
Performance checks just to
Performance?
see if they are going to want to work together or not.
Can we
23.
set- What do they all look like? Give me
So-
set the scene for me.
Um,
I'm assassinating them.
Oh shit.
In the warehouse.
in the warehouse.
Do I
Wait,
need to do one?
I want to do a
'Cause
pep talk.
I've just done vocals so far, but
Well, it depends on who's going to be performing tonight.
you
My
singing?
dress was ready.
I just want to say, before we go in there, you guys are all amazing musicians in your own right. You have creative minds, and it is an honor to be a part of this band, whether it is real or not. So let's
Real
kick,
enough if
let's
we
kick
get
some
paid for
ass
it.
out there.
Alrighty.
Remind me, do I get, if I have pan flute under proficiency for tools, do you roll with advantage or no?
You just add your proficiency.
Roll with proficiency.
Yeah, you add your proficiency bonus to it.
What's that bonus again?
Or
It'll be there in the top corner by your AC.
I got a 12 because I rolled a nat 2 plus 6
Oh, yeah.
plus
Okay.
4 for my proficiency.
Okay.
I'm just
I
like
got
that works?
14.
held up in the top corner, like I can take him out. Y'all ready? Say the word.
You in the warehouse, it is like a small little warehouse. It's set up in a curious way because it's not an empty warehouse, but it is like a little secluded area that has crates that are covered with tarp and things or canvas to kind of not quite soundproof it, but kind of keep the sound from traveling as much. And you see the band members that you had seen the night before. Mai being the only one that you are newly acquainted with. She has definitely a level of standoffishness to her. The others have seen you play and they are not so bad. But there are three gentlemen that are also part of the band, the ones that you had seen from last night. One of them is a little on the younger side. He is the one who plays like a violin fiddle kind of thing. And then there's more of a heftier guy that plays with like the bagpipes. And then the other one who's kind of more of the drummer, who has like just a simple drum that he kind of keeps beat with.
Got a 18 on my performance check, just FYI.
Okay, 18. You said 12, Sonder? Iskra?
Actually rolled pretty low too, so it winds up being a 14.
14?
You might need to tell him that we're warming up.
Yeah.
Mine's 14 as well.
14?
So a 23
Ooh.
Yo.
for my performance.
Way
Excellent.
to be a manager.
Oh,
Angelic
Charisma
voice.
We-
cast.
right.
You could, they are. Mai is hesitant, but she at the end of the little like practice concedes. Maybe you're not so bad after all. We'll play with you tonight.
Suck it.
Yeah.
Well,
Damn,
I've heard it
Zol,
myself,
alright.
so.
Good to hear. We appreciate that.
We're better in front of a crowd, you know.
Mhm.
We just had shawarma.
This wasn't exactly a grand cathedral built for acoustics, so it's fine.
They like being watched.
Cat killers.
You guys head back to the Jagged Shark Tooth as it is almost time for the evening dinner time. As you guys are approaching, headed in the opposite direction from the Jagged Shark Tooth, 4 members of the Watch. Armored, shields at their side, definitely more official looking than members you had seen previously.
Guys, do we see them? Like
Yeah,
from a good
you
ways
see
coming?
them. Yeah, you see them from a little bit.
I just like want to tap Renan's like arm and then kind of like come up side by side walking with Isker, just kind of like grab onto your shoulder, like just in case we need to like bamp somewhere, shit goes down.
Just play
Yep.
it cool, guys. I'm
Yep.
sure this will be fine.
But just
There-
keep my head down and walk.
There is a level of like tension as you guys walk past, and as they move past you, you can see one of them in the helmeted head turns to watch you guys as you guys walk towards the inn, and they walk past. And they continue to move on. And you make it to the Jagged Tooth. Last, whoever's at the end, kind of looking back the way you guys came, and you can see that they turn off the road and headed up towards the tower section of the town.
Well, when you look this good, it turns heads.
I like that.
I'm over here sweating bullets, and then Soul says that. I'm just like, thanks, Soul.
You guys settle in for the evening. Dinner and drinks are had as to kind of whatever little snacks you guys want as you prepare for playing for the night. Do you want? Shall we do your little song? Or you want to save it?
We can save it for later.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Next
We'll
time
start.
on Game
No.
of Santos.
Da, da, da. Hey, Renan, by the way, this is a very odd request, and I apologize for asking, but could I have a feather from you?
oh,
Like
shit.
I don't want to like just
Take
pluck
one.
one from you. So I was asking if you could like provide me with one out of respect, and I kind of like awkwardly bow.
Pick up your head. Of course, you're a friend. And I like pull a flight feather from somewhere that won't impede my ability to fly.
Oh, not that one. It looks like it hurts.
And con save.
I'm imagining it's like either plucking like a hair, just yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh no, to do it like legitimately, I'm making a con save. I got an 18, so I did pretty okay. I don't even look like I'm in pain.
Well, I hope my hands out is like very respectfully. Thank you so much. I kind of was gonna use this for a spell for later.
Just no.
Oh, bitch.
It's all this
Oh
bad
no!
with the-
If you don't mind my asking, what spell?
the tickle spell.
Bitch. I'm gonna like only despise murmur run on. I'm gonna let a few of my friends and also you understand what the power of flight feels like.
Because I've got no idea.
Yeah, indeed.
I love that.
I don't want to be that bitch, but there was a feather in the component patch that Gabriel had that I gave you.
Shh.
It's the shinier feather.
Indeed.
But
And
I'm
it's,
afraid.
Wait, here we go. About that long.
It's like
Renan will
it's
stop
like an
bleeding
inch
at
and
some point.
it's like an inch and a half for us. All right.
That's never fun.
Alrighty. So as you guys prepare for another evening of playing,
What?
no.
Do you have a visitor? It is the watch. They're here for the DM.
Yeah, me. Sonder. As you guys are getting ready to set up, you see, and you guys have kind of been watching the crowd. It is another busy night, another, fairly populous evening when it comes to the amount of people that are in the bar. You see, there is one table where a lone person had been sitting, and you kind of had seen them, and now they get up and they move out. They have their hood up, cloak about their body. They get to the door as you're passing by, heading towards the stage. There's the briefest moment whenever you're walking by that you see a young face with like a patch that kind of covers half, like almost like bandaged up one side. And there's the briefest moment as you guys kind of scooch past each other, and the arm like hits your shoulder, and it feels muscular, to say the least. Not matching the body, the slight body that you see. The arm that checks you is kind of almost feels solid. And there's a briefest moment of just like, sorry, before they pass by.
Sorry.
And
Excuse.
something just seemed strange. But you let it go. You go they go to the door and leave.
I didn't get a glimpse of, like, their face looks young. They have the eye
They have
patch.
a youngish, a young face, but it's just like an eye patch that kind of covers part of their face.
Was able to get the race.
Looked human.
Human. Hair color.
It was in the hood, so
The
it's kind of
cloak.
hard to say.
Okay.
But there was just the briefest moment of like looking, of direct eye contact.
I don't know why. For some reason, I'm reminded of my friend from the monastery days. But the thought of it
So
goes
yeah,
away, and I just kind of
Hey, Sonder,
concentrate.
my wants us up near the stage.
Oi,
and it's
I'm
funny
coming.
because it did seem familiar, but not in the. It wasn't. But
Yeah.
that brief moment where your heart kind of like skips a beat in like a youthful face of earnestness, they kind of looked at you for a brief moment, and then they passed and were gone. And you head to the stage, getting ready for another night of playing at the Jagged Shark Tooth. And that's how we're gonna end for tonight.
Oh my god.
Yay!
yay!
All right,
That was
so
awesome.
Things.
lots of things,
Much
Lots
learning.
of- much
Mhm.
much learning, much wow, much things happening.
It's an avocado.
Mhm.
I'm for dad.
I am 100% wanting to hear these lyrics now.
Yeah,
Making
me
me
too.
wait. It's fine. It's fine.
I want
Did
to
the
rock and
raccoon
roll
come with?
resistance, punk
Yeah.
We should
right.
have-
revolution.
So we should have like maybe Sonder or somebody, maybe like Sonder to like, actually like strum a tune and have it recorded, Just
Sure.
a
We have.
thing.
Sure.
We can do
Send me
it.
the lyrics and we can like
Yeah,
connect on that.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, for
Yo,
sure. I'm free
'Cause,
tomorrow and the day after.
Or we could all
Oh.
just make noises with our mouths.
Oh, okay. Well,
This turns into like
Acapella.
acapella beatbox section.
Glee
Okay,
Club.
What the heck are we? Pentatonics? Oh my gosh. Mouth noises.
I only sing for American Idol, so yeah.
because we're the Brigade of Eight.
I mean, dude,
Did the raccoon come with?
The raccoon came with.
took off that way.
Yay.
Fuck you, it's
I
Fran.
have a raccoon friend now.
I'll
You
let
have-
it like sit on my shoulder from time to time.
Yeah. Nikki's definitely a little apprehensive. But she has said no
About
rules.
raccoons?
Yes, there have been no rules as of yet about raccoons, and she lets you know.
She's just sitting there like it's not freaking goats. I'm okay.
Yeah, she's like, if this raccoon gets into any trouble,
Oh yeah, I forgot it was there. This is cheating.
You can serve it up yourself, and
I just kind of place my hand on Soul's shoulder and I'm like, I'll cover the damages if it's necessary.
I
promise."
like that our post-credit scene is about the raccoon.
the raccoon cut to the raccoon's like,
Foolish you. They never know what hit them.
it's like dead of the night, and the raccoon's going through all of your belongings. But
You sound like Emirath.
Will
never
it-
know what hit them.
I'd like to see that little fun.
I would
furry
like
hands
to
try to stick
cast
to my things.
level
Uh,
5 Thunder Wave.
Oh.
it goes outside, scoots out to the window, and outside of the window, there's like this army of those cats. And it's like, come on, boys.
Oh no!
Unacceptable on so many levels.
I will blow the city up. Don't think
Yeah.
I won't.
Yeah,
Gotta burn it down.
I will
Rip.
burn every spell slot I have,
Same.
bringing
I have two,
the
but
city
yes.
to the ground.
Maybe
Amaranth,
swarm.
the,
You know that image from Hot Fuzz when he's loading up his shotgun, and he's like, "It's a shame." Just getting our spells ready.
Oh,
Yep.
God.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We had a lot of fun with our random shenanigans. As always. Shenanigans.
What? I wanted a dress.
Oh my gosh.
The
He
slit was
called
like all the way up here. Like
I know. It's like it's you're basically
like
wearing like
mid-rib.
those what is it, like those blinds that have like this, like the sheets, individual like long strips of plastic. You're just basically wearing those. You just put around your body. Yeah.
She has a little bit of
and-
fabric and calls it a dress.
Yeah.
and
It's
high
my
heels.
fuck me dress.
Oh,
and my
and-
blonics.
Ooh.
I
no.
really did enjoy the whole like this is she was dropped on her head. This is a baby. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Well, you know, vertical blinds. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you, Elby. You got me. You got me. All right,
But I
guys.
did, like just pulling out the knife, like.
Nope. No. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We should have some new content coming up soon. Keep tabs on our socials and stuff because I'm in the process of moving over the next couple of weeks. So as far as I know, all next week we should be good. But in case of emergency, something might come up. We'll let you know when any sort of alterations might need to be made.
Yes.
Other than that,
Would they help you move?
oh boy.
mean,
if
yeah.
our moving team is anything like you guys is
I'd say the Brigade of 8 moved.
oh my gosh, I don't know if I can handle that because
You use Tensor's flying disc to take the bed, and then
Yeah.
I will use my water powers to like
We
take all the
could
tiny
come
items.
help you move
I will
as our
make a
characters,
window.
and you can put it.
Yes.
oh no.
And I'm
It's our
nothing
own
like
escape room.
Soul. So I
And
can
suddenly
carry
goats.
I can carry the candles in the back.
Yeah, you can help me carry the candles. Yeah.
Stephen has a
Sounds
truck.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
I had one.
you know, we'll see. We'll see
Folding.
how things go.
We'll see.
In any case, we should be fine.
We could
for
borrow
next week.
Jala's coats and bring them over.
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
you
worst
go.
case scenario, those tiny little U-Hauls are like $10 to rent. 20
Sure,
at
yeah.
most.
10
Yeah.
per
We'll,
hour.
we'll figure it out. No worries. I'm just
Yeah.
saying we'll keep posted. We also have in the works the new miniseries coming up. I'm getting with my cohorts about that, so it'll be fun to see
Cohorts.
Tempest
Back
and
in
Pigog
action.
back in action again, along
It's
with
been, like, years.
along with our friends Martel and Sybil. So it'll be an interesting little group as they try and find where in the world is Galil San Diego.
Martel and Sybil from the Star Wars / Aliens
One shot.
episode,
Yeah.
Yes.
and from the battle at Silvery Moon at the portal.
Yep.
So
Oh my
Where
gosh.
in the world is Galil San Diego?
Yeah. Where in the plains? Where on the plains? Yeah.
The
somewhere
On the
Multiverse.
plains.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love it. All right, guys. Have a good night. Be safe. Make good choices. And we will
Happy
see
Pride.
Happy Pride.
Pride.
Yay.
Yeah.
Happy Pride.
Kiss your newest unicorn, which I'm the closest one, so you gotta kiss me. Bye, all.
Peace.